It has been some time. Greetings, everyone, and welcome back. We are back with this crew playing the Assassination of Primarch Magli Blackice. Wow, has it been some time? We had a beach episode last, and then we took a 5-week-long hiatus where we ran the Engines of Time instead with some of the similar cast with some other people as well. It was awesome. If you didn't watch that, please do check it out on our YouTube channel, Sagas of the Shimmering Sea on YouTube. It's great. There's a link to it down below this. It went really, really well. We had a guest game master, Musashi, who ran the heck out of it, and it was spectacular in so many ways. I particularly loved the final episode where they severed part of a continent. It was awesome. And opened the sky up and did all sorts of crazy things. And also all the cool mechanical monsters that were whatever. Doesn't matter. It was awesome. It was great. Check it out. It's a good time. You'll have a good time. It's fun. Anyway, it has been quite some time since this group last played. It has been quite some time since this group last played. And just to be honest, I think that all of us are going to be playing with a little bit of memory lapses and things like that. So please, today, more than ever, I want to encourage everyone to jump in on each other's scenes, even if it seems like it might not be the perfect idea. But if you remember some detail that they might have forgotten or something like that, please do step in. And I say that to all of you here and also to chat as well. If people are remembering things that like, wait, wasn't there something about that? Just like, there's a chance I forgot. It's high. It's been a long time. I meant to rewatch the last couple of episodes before we started, but then I had a busy day, so we did not do that. And such is life. So, welcome to our return of the Assassination of Primarch Magli Blackice. We've got a lot to do today, so let's start with just doing beliefs for all these wonderful characters, figuring out who they are, what they believe in, what they want to attempt to accomplish today. And let's also just refresh everyone with who you are as well. I know that we don't always do that, but let's just introduce yourself as well. So, who's playing Thomas? Who's Thomas?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who is Thomas?
Great. You want to say something about yourself?
Yes, I'd like to start off by saying I'm going to excuse anything that I forget about his character or what happened last time on the premise that he is almost 70 and it's in character. And I'm just gonna go with that.
To my father or my mother, they will be so unhappy that was said on the stream.
It's fine. What are the chances they'll ever learn about? He is a human warlock. He's spent basically his entire adult life in the Temple of Tamden before war broke out, and he spent some time in a jail. And he kind of emerged from it on the other side with some powers that he did not have before. And it's been kind of a journey of figuring out where they've been coming from and getting involved with the Order of the Ocean and getting involved with some other stuff around town. And he's leading his temple right now. And also there's a tiny dragon, which is really all that anybody is probably going to want to know is stay tuned for Tiny Dragon. So
huge shoulder dragon, man. It's the way to go.
Yep.
Right. Also, if I remember correct, canonically fat on fish.
Now.
Excellent. Do you want to say anything about yourself, Sarah? You don't have to. I'm just asking.
Please donate to any Louisville, Kentucky bail funds you may or may not see, because that is my hometown, and we're trying to get some stuff accomplished.
That sounds like a very, very, very good thing to do. I think we have a actual button in chat for that.
Oh, yay!
What it is. Jess, do you happen to remember is it?
Hang on, there's a whole bunch of commands. Hang on, I've set up a whole bunch. I'll just start spamming chat with them.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, Jess. That is more organization than I have. We've been talking about it, but I have not been spamming the buttons because I forgot them.
There we go. Okay, so there's one. I don't know.
I see it.
There we go.
The first one.
Oh, is that the one for Zoe Amira? That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. All sorts of good stuff. So, yeah, if you can, we think it's important. This will shock no one. We think it's important to support people who have less privilege and power than you. That is a vital and important thing to do with yourself. And look for people who do that or who are in need and help them. Find ways to support them. It is an important thing to do, particularly at times like these. Are BIPOC and also LGBTQIA plus people who are struggling a lot right now. Many of whom are on the stream in some capacity or another, but in our various shows. But definitely, please try to support all sorts of people. Okay, so that brings us to Thomas today. Sarah, what does Thomas today believe in?
A number of things, but what I'm actually going to pursue for his belief this week is kind of recycling of his previous belief. We've been increasingly in danger. I haven't been able to protect my friends as well due to this danger. As a result, I'm going to stop being so precious about the feelings of assassins and take proactive action against Magli, Blackice, and the Ashen One. And I'm going to start with a whisper campaign among the city's nobility.
Wonderful. So we're going to launch a whisper campaign. Sounds good. Nia, how you doing?
I am doing
excellent. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself and about Kazan?
Yes. Well, Kazan Al-Nujum bint Nazma, she is of a secret, well, not secret, maybe secretive society called the Kava, Society of Asimar, from which she ran away after some conflict, ended up in this lovely city of Racy, though it seems that they followed her. And last we left off with her, she was very cursed, very afraid. Her mom's on the moon. That's new news. And
you have a moon mom.
Yeah, moon mom. There's just a lot to unpack with this one, but she's just doing her best with the new family she has.
Excellent. Well, that sounds lovely. Do you want to say anything about yourself, Nia?
I am a person who is floating through this life. I am pursuing a master's in mental health counseling. That's the big thing. That's about it. Oh, and I draw sometimes. I drew this lovely picture of Kazan here.
So
yeah,
good.
It looks fantastic. Also, not to make Nia more nervous, but I personally, Matthew, am very excited because on this coming Friday, Nia, she doesn't want me to tell you this, but Nia is going to be game mastering a game of Super Normal. She's going to be running it.
Could you reveal my secrets?
I am so excited to see her run this game because she has not run a game on the stream yet, and I'm really excited to see her do it. On that stream, the players will be Marcus, Spicy Curry Bread, who is on our Thursday show and also producing right now, and sometimes guest stars on other shows. Sometimes that never happens. I wouldn't say anything like that as a teaser or a spoiler. No, I would never do that. Also, Creaty Chameleon, aka Ash, who made our map for the Shimmering Seas, is on that show as well. And I guess I am on that show, and I will be playing a legally distinct, not Batman. Kazan has a belief. What does Kazan believe?
Well, she believes that she really, really needs to figure out this whole curse sitch, since plant life around her seems to also be dying, and who knows what that does to the people around her. But the price of that is pretty steep, so I think she's going to spend the rest of her day reaching out to the contacts she has, probably Juno, maybe hit up a temple or two, maybe hit up her mom just to gather some information.
Hit up your mom on the moon?
Perhaps, yeah.
Cool. So for those of you that don't remember, the Ashen One has cursed Kazan, so that anytime Kazan tries to heal things, instead it seems to cause them to decay and suffer. And more than that, it seems to have become a little bit of a permanent AoE effect, which sucks, because it means that the things around her are suffering. And Kazan has found a witch who has helped Samhain in the past and is willing to help Kazan, but the price is steep. What is that price, Kazan?
The price is her step brother's life. And he is a giant douche, but it's still a lot to kill him.
So it wasn't specifically your stepbrother. I will point that out. It was an Asimar life, but it is true that your stepbrother is the only one in the city right now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you could go to the moon and kill your mother.
Oh no!
Sorry, that would make no sense. I apologize. Excellent, Jess. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and about Samhain?
Yeah, hi, I'm Jess Pack. You can find me at HealthPackStream on Twitter. I play Samhain, who is the Tiefling Bard, and chaotic disaster with tarot cards.
So creepy.
It's so creepy. Samhain came to Racy to live after his best friend passed away in order to get funeral rites for her. And as a result, he's ended up staying in town because something was afoot. And then he found his trusty companions and a whole rat's nest of trouble, and found out that he is a conduit, which means he can speak to beings of higher powers that aren't necessarily gods. They sort of perform the function of a god, but they are not gods, and that's been a lot. I think I hit everything that was important.
Yes, that sounds awesome. What is Samhain's belief? Oh, do you have anything that you want to say about yourself?
Yes? I am a writer, editor, and game designer. I've published 3 game modules, and then I co-wrote a game while we were on break. That's called Good Morning Apocalypse. It's a hope punk game, and that's available on itch.io.
Well, way to make me feel unproductive.
Oh no, trust me, this most of the production was done by my co-designer.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel that.
She had to wait on me to put everything in layout, but we came up with the idea together as part of the Good Morning Apocalypse game jam. Mm-hmm. So we decided that we wanted to give our game the same name as the game jam, and it's a lot of fun to play. It takes you a whole week to do it, but that's a lot of fun.
Awesome, sounds good. I'm down. We might have to play that at some point. You can come in and run it on our Friday game.
Yeah,
that sounds great. And does Samhain have a belief that he wants to act upon and gain experience from by acting upon it?
Yes. So his good friend Tis gave him very specific instructions on how to meet him in a dreamscape. So Samhain has decided that it is in his best interest, with all the information that he's currently mulling over, that it would be wise to speak with his dear friend, who is currently in the lost tomb of Akarut in Priam, and see if there's any more information or I guess a direct route that he needs to take in Racy to prevent things from cropping up.
That sounds like a good action item to me. I also want to say specifically to you, Jess, that Samhain is in for a little bit of a surprise today, which is going to be intense for Samhain. It probably won't be as intense for you, but it'll be an intense experience for Samhain, and it is not my fault.
Okay, not your fault, but it sounds like it might be his sister's fault, so...
No, I wish. That would be great too. No, it's actually an entirely different game's fault. One of the things that is happening means that I am running all these games in the same world, and that means that sometimes the plot lines of other games affect the stories that are going on in your game. And an event that may or may not have occurred in one of the other games is almost certainly going to occur today in this game. and may cause Sawin some distress.
It's probably the game that I have not been watching
That seems.
that I have to catch up on, basically.
I'm really sorry, but yes, that is the case.
Yeah.
But you'll get a big part of it today. Also, this will also strongly affect Thomas.
Wait, was it us in the mini? Did we nerf ourselves from the past?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I don't remember cracking a continent down the middle, so God knows what else we did, but okay.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. Excellent. Yeah, it will also, it'll strongly affect Thomas as well. Faye,
Hi,
speak to me. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I exist in the moment, which is good.
I will take it. That is what I hope for these days. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about Juniper.
Alrighty. So I'm Faye. I play Juniper, the Foxfolk Wizard. Me personally, just kind of, I'm just vibing. But working on writing and stuff. I don't want to go into too much detail on what I'm working on right now because I don't want to jinx it. But I do have a few projects in that seem pretty exciting. But as for Juno, though, she is currently a mess. Previously, a little bit more of a mess. So she's cleaning herself up a little bit. She is a Foxfolk wizard who was taken in by one Mela Stepwise, who is the founder of the organization that they are currently a part of to potentially assassinate Primarch Magli Blackice. She has a very interesting relationship with said mentor over the course of this game. Has been trying to come into her own, but that has been something that's been kind of like a bit of a push-pull there. And she has been slowly growing in confidence and a little bit in radicalism towards the revolution, I think you would say.
Mm-hmm.
So as it stands now, she's kind of just on the precipice of going out into the great world by herself a second time. That's about where she is now.
Mm-hmm. And does she have a belief?
Yes, I am caught between two at the moment. I have one that's just almost like mission focus, and then I have one that is more based on like character arc.
Okay, let's get 'em.
So the mission focus one is that they need a win to show that they're still in play. So she would do what she can to ensure that they resolve the matter at the warehouse to prove that they're not intimidated by the Ashen One. The one that's more directly related to the stuff that's been going on with her, which also she has a something 1,000-year-old watcher who's just kind of like her nerdy book bud who's just hanging out. I forgot to mention that. Her other belief is that she can't be dedicated to the cause fully if Stepwise's safety keeps her from taking necessary risks. So she would try to encourage her to leave town for a more secure location.
Interesting.
And I feel like the more difficult one for her would be the second one, which is more, I guess, like juicy narratively.
Yeah, I could see either one. I think that not forgetting that there's a problem at the warehouse is sort of important collectively as a group. But I could also see this other one being more important for Juniper personally. And I think that both are great. I have no preference. Does anyone have any opinions or thoughts? Want to weigh in on those two beliefs?
I could always flip a coin.
Coins are good. I don't have a coin though. You have a coin? I have a D2. I guess that technically is a coin.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I carry change on me anymore.
I mean, I haven't left the house in so long. Why would I carry change?
Okay. Oh god. Hold on.
Which one is which? Don't look.
Okay.
Which one is one and which one
Stepwise is one.
Stepwise is one? Okay, well you got a 2.
Okay, well if that's the case, then I would choose the stepwise one instead.
Excellent.
That's usually how it goes. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. Let's just get into it then. Rain is falling. The city is cold, and fog clings to the buildings like spider webs, just drifting about. The early morning sea breeze is a little bit colder than usual, chill in the air. The camera turns and pans to Thomas. And Thomas, what are you doing as the camera looks at you this morning? Are you in the temple? Are you in your boyfriend's house? Are you...
I mean, he was just leaving Juno's or at the end of the last game, and there was something I wanted to fit in there that I couldn't do, but I think that train has sailed. Yeah, I think he's in the temple.
Mm-hmm. So you're in the temple, and a servant in the temple, one of the acolytes, comes up and just refreshes your coffee. The camera looks up at them. This is obviously the servant that you recently hired that you know is a spy.
My special friend?
Your special friend. And you've hired them as a personal assistant, but you know that they're a spy. And so you're hoping to use them to plant false information. But despite that, this spy knows vehemently that they don't want to lose their job as your personal assistant, because that would lose their access to information. And so they've been a very good personal assistant. You get, when it looks like there's a chill in the air, suddenly they're in there with a shawl covering. There's almost always fresh tea or coffee for you in the morning, and a bagel or whatever it is that you eat. And Mercury is getting a little fatter. As the acolytes have taken to feeding him. And I think we see you just for a second reach up and scratch an itch on your chest, and as you do, the camera sees that your whatever you're wearing on top, your shirt, your blouse, your whatever, moves to the side a little bit, and we see just the end of the tattoo of your patron on your body, coiling up by your chest. What is your intention? What do you want to do today? What are your goals this morning?
He and Juniper did talk about the warehouse situation last time, and that was a plan. I think that because I have less than a week now, I think that he today is going to start leaving some misinformation, trying to frame Lady Stingray around for the assistant to hopefully intercept. What is her name? I do forget. I mean, Thomas forgets. Gosh, Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas. Forget names.
Yeah.
I also have completely forgotten. Let's see. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to move forward.
Cool.
They have a new name now. What's their new name? What do you think their name is?
Oh, it's Evangeline Corella.
Oh, is that right? Oh, Lady Stinger's name. Sorry, yeah, Evangeline Corella. That's correct. Sorry, I thought we were talking about the assistant. My bad.
Yeah, no, we are talking about the assistant.
Oh, Evangeline Corella is
It's okay, it's okay. I was like, that's why I thought it was a joke. I was like, and then you turn around and she's right there.
No. Yeah, no, we need the assistant's name. Yeah, let's see. What's her name? Let's see.
Hey, chat, got any ideas? Want to make this an interactive situation?
Sure, go for it. Gromp. We hear Gromp. No, that was from a minute ago. No, we'll name them. Sorry. We'll call them Ivana Lark's Rest.
Okay.
Ivana Lark's Rest is the name that they have given you. And she is your assistant, and so she's been pouring your coffee and organizing your notes. So what are you leaving for them to frame Lady Stingray? Your former boss / person who's betraying you guys in general.
Yeah, I had some notes about this based on my last conversation with Juniper. The plan was to write out a note or like a letter and make it like just a chatty little letter in a nice hand, but put in some information about how basically the Ashen One is basically while the Ashen One is focused in on this disposable red herring, Mela Stepwise, it'll leave focus off of Lady Stingray for her to usurp him, and kind of like wad it up and try to like singe away parts of it, but still kind of make it legible, and just kind of like leave it in a corner of the fireplace, like it bounced back there.
Yeah, sure. Is this a letter that's addressed to Thomas then?
I think it's a letter that he would have written.
Oh,
okay.
No. Juno wrote it.
Juno wrote it. Okay, yeah. So.
Has it already been written?
Yeah, I think
we talked about it a little bit.
Great.
Yeah, I think did I use the illusion on that one to make it?
I don't think you did, but I think that he went to you, if I remember correctly, because you were more familiar with like details about Mela Stepwise, and you could make communications about her sound believable.
Yeah. So
without actually giving away dangerous info. And we're trying to make it sound like they're after like the wrong person, and Lady Stingray is going to betray them.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I remember writing it though, so it's been written.
Great.
Yeah.
So it's been written. So we have this, and so your job now is to like make it look fake.
Yeah.
Or make it look like you're trying to get rid of it.
Like I tried to get rid of it and
failed. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then let's start with a deception check. That seems appropriate for this campaign's first roll of the session.
The campaign, I love it. That would have been our mini.
I have missed your puns oh so much.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, well, we'll start with a 22. That's a nice solid roll to kick things off. Yeah, it absolutely looks like you just tossed it there in the corner. It's singed slightly, but the fire will not catch it. This is definitely something that your assistant can potentially find, assuming that they are at all good at their spy job.
I mean, I don't want to assume that, because apparently they're brand heckin' new, and I'm tempted to just spank them and send them back to their boss with a note that says, "Try harder, please," but it's fine. I can underestimate him.
Fair enough. Or maybe they're underestimating you, and that's a good thing. Okay, beautiful. Excellent. Great little kickoff to our campaign. I think when you later go out into the temple to do things, you do notice that the assassin that was sent to you as a favor by a certain friend of yours is just like meditating in the back of the temple, not like being disturbed or anything, like just like meditating back there.
Okay, that's fine. I am because I had over a month to think about this, and it's still a pretty huge moral dilemma. Almost like someone dropped it in front of me for that specific reason.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to remind you that was a moral dilemma that you were dealing with. I don't feel the need to engage with it at this moment.
No, I'm aware. Like, I've got 3 or 4 different things he could do with that, but and I know the guy said he'd be back tomorrow. So.
Yep. Okay. Then we'll cut that scene there. We'll figure out what Thomas is doing with the rest of his day later, and go check in with Sawin. Hey, Sawin.
Hello.
Where does our camera find you?
Is this pre what he's supposed to do with Tiss? So this is like the morning?
Yeah, I think you're anticipating chatting with Tiss this evening.
Okay, all right. I guess he'd be in his house. I guess he would be practicing his own meditation in his home.
Yeah.
Um
Hoping to gain control of these voices that are coming in a little bit here and there, just speckles of knowledge.
Yeah, just trying to that, and he's trying to build his own sort of labyrinth, um, so he can avoid or if people have malicious intent for him in his mind, then he can at least send them on a wild goose chase for a time until he figures out what he needs to do to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So that is what he's currently focused on at the moment.
Excellent. So last we spoke about this, we were discussing that it's a long-term process to make this labyrinth, and there's going to be a lot of different types of skill checks along the way, because doing something like this is complicated. Sometimes it's going to be nature checks, because you're planting mental poisonous plants in your mind, and sometimes it's going to be charisma checks, because it's like a willpower thing, and sometimes it's going to be wisdom checks, because that's sort of where mental magic is and all that stuff. So I think today we'll do a wisdom saving throw because of the word meditate being the thing that stuck in my mind. So we're going to start with wisdom save, which is how well your mansion of terror, maze of terror, grows.
Cool. Hang on one moment, please. So he does have non-detection on himself.
Perfect.
He's also wearing the ring. I don't think that stacks, but he's wearing the ring that was given to him by Quick Eyes. And I think that's it.
Cool. Yeah, we'll call that a plus 3 on this one.
Okay, all right.
Great. That's beautiful. So that's a 23. So do we have a tracker for your mental? Have we started a tracker for your mental fortitude?
We don't have like a clock started
Right.
for
Let's
me.
start a clock for it.
Okay, cool.
Let's clock for it.
I will keep track of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say that this is an infinite project. It can go as high as you want, but that you'll be relatively satisfied when it hits 100. I'm gonna say the DC to add to it is 15. Every point above that gets you something. So right now you got a 23, so that's 8 more on this clock tracker. Does that sound reasonable?
Okay.
I don't remember what we got last time, but I'll check and we'll figure something out and we'll call it something.
Okay.
And we'll call it something. But I think you've done this twice before, maybe 3 times now. So maybe let's call it 28.
Okay. So every point above a DC 15, I can add to the clock. Goal is 100.
Yeah, I think at 100, any reasonable creature will suffer in your mind. But above that, like you could get
reasonable.
Like, any reasonable. No. But you can, but like theoretically, you can get it to the point where even like a something with godlike power could suffer in your mind.
Okay.
If your mind powerful enough.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Well, there's your morning little teaser for the day. I love it. Let's go check in with Nia and Kazan.
Okay. Well, I've been staying with Mela stepwise as of late, but I'm gonna get up really early, and I think the first thing I'm gonna do is leave a message for Juno that I would like to meet with her watcher friend sometime later. So I'll leave that maybe in front of her, maybe tape it to the door of her room, and then I'll leave. But other than that, I would like to actually spend some time in the city, maybe in the underbelly of the city, if that makes sense, or in the more seedy areas.
Sure.
I want to get more information on Masha Seasworn's kind of reputation, if she has one, if anyone knows anything about her. If there are any other, does she refer to herself as a witch?
She does.
If there are any similar to her in the city?
Yeah, absolutely. I love this. I think this is a great thing to do, and I'm really excited that you're doing this. There's no real mechanic for this, so that's even better.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna start. Oh man, I kind of, you know what I want you to do? I want you
Yeah.
to make a circles roll, but that doesn't exist.
It's not.
We might have to fix that at some point. Okay. So let's see. Let's start with this premise. What is your connection to the seedy underbelly?
So I'm going to first disguise myself as just a plain looking human,
Hmm.
or at least just make myself look more plain. I'm not going to look like a different person, just like a blander version of myself.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna visit some of the meeting places that the Night Watch have been to, some of the
Perfect.
congregation areas.
I love it. Okay. Yeah. Let's start with a roll then. Are you interrogating people? Are you just asking questions politely? Are you throwing around your fists at all? Like, what's the vibe of this?
I would like to be more in the shadows, is trying to listen in on any
Hmm.
conversation, and if anything catches my ear, probably approach in a more friendly manner
Okay.
rather than getting intimidating.
Cool. So let's start with an investigation check.
All right.
Okay.
14.
Yeah, you find a bar that seems like a possibility. It's actually sort of not far from Masha Seasworn's place in the sense that it's like a similar neighborhood. Not like it's across the street or something like that, but like if she was a local witch, then people around here might know about her. That is also a bar that you know from your Night Watch meetings. Um, so it seems like sort of the right sort of place. So you find the bar, and people in there are talking about various things. Is there a way that you're going to make them talk about the witch, or convince them to talk about the witch? Because it's not necessarily something that just comes up in casual
That
conversation.
is very true. Um, Maybe just I think I would probably talk to the maybe the barkeep of this place first.
Hmm. Yeah. So she is a rather uncommon sight. The barkeep is a dragonborn, very rare, not very common people. And she's behind the bar, and she's cleaning a glass the way that all bartenders are in all RPGs at all the time. And this glass is to clean. And she looks at you and she says, "Good day,
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
good day.
Good day to you.
Drink."
Yeah, just a water for now. I swear I'll buy something later.
Good enough for me. She pours you a glass of water. It's cucumber water.
Oh, thank you. So, I don't mean to bother you while you're working, but
She gestures at the empty bar. It's pretty. There's
yeah.
like one customer in here right now.
Well, I was just wondering, you know anything about a witch?
Yes.
Do you know of a specific one?
Well, the local one is Masha.
Right, right. That's who I was talking about. Do you know her well?
Well, I'm not like bosom buddies, but certainly worked with her. She helped my garden grow.
Oh, she helped your garden grow.
Hmm?
Did she do that out of the kindness of her heart, or did she charge you?
She's a businesswoman. I paid her for it.
Right, 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 right.
Did good work though. You're drinking a cucumber that came from her.
Oh,
Well, I
very
mean my garden, but she helped it grow.
ah. Well, I have some important business I'd like to do with her, but I'm very selective with who I do business with, so I'm just trying to get a feel for her reputation in the work she does,
Mm.
and just what kind of person she is due to the sensitive nature of the work I need done.
Are you a competitor of hers?
Oh no, I need her to do something for me, but it's very sensitive, very sensitive.
And this big blue dragonborn lady leans over and just sort of looks at you. Blouse sort of hanging loosely around her shoulders. She looks at you and she says, "Is this what you meant by purchasing something?" And she like looks at you dead in the eyes.
Yeah, this is what I meant. And I take out 5 gold and pass it over to her.
Roll a persuasion check.
All right. Here we go. 23.
I like my neighbor. You're gonna have to sweeten the pot.
10 gold.
Deal. What do you want to know?
She got any family? You know where
Nope.
she came from?
No one does. She showed up and well, there was a little bit of nasty rumors when she showed up, but witches tend to pick up nasty rumors sometimes. The rumor was that she hexed the old witch that used to live in her place and took her place. There's like this old woman who lived there named, oh boy, what was her name? Water Curse, I think was her name. Yeah, Water Curse. Nasty old piece of work. Curse things left, right, and center. Always mean. And so no one really minded when she died and Masha moved in. She's been there for I don't know, maybe 12 years.
Interesting. So the rumor is that she cursed the old witch, but what's the official story? What happened to Water Curse?
Well, she moved on, I guess. Don't really know.
Just moved on without a trace. Okay.
Disappeared. Never heard from her. She wasn't really the kind to help out the neighbors much, so she didn't really. Not a lot of lost love. She was very into like, oh, I'll fix your problem in exchange for your firstborn, that sort of thing. That witches get known for sometimes.
Oh.
It's a mess, and no one really like cares about that stuff normally. But it was just like she was into the image of being a witch.
I see.
Asha seems like a more goodly sort to me.
Huh. That is interesting. Does anyone know Masha particularly well? Does she have any, I don't know, if not family, any very close friends or someone else who might know more?
She's never really mentioned anything like that. She comes in here for a drink every once in a while. She's usually on Thursdays around 4. But no, I don't think she has any close friends. I think she has some clients that like are repeat customers. That might be the closest thing that I can think of.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to know.
Let's see. Well, she mentioned a tiefling that she's fond of. I don't remember his name, but a bardic type who played songs. She had some dealings with him. She disappeared for a while and then came back mentioning that she owed him.
Yeah.
But I think she has a couple of other people in her life as well. There's a well, I don't know how to say this. There was this man who was cursed or something, and she uncursed him. But it was very confusing because he was when he was cursed, he was turned into a duck.
A duck?
Yes, he was permanently turned into a duck, and she cured him of that.
And who is he now?
His name is let's see, Lord Fauntleroy.
Lord Fauntleroy. I see. Do you know where this Lord Fauntleroy may be?
Well, let's see, what day is it? And she looks around and she's like, oh yes, it's Wednesday. Well, he sees her for tea every 2 weeks for readings on the future. So Lord Fauntleroy will be at Masha's place in a couple of hours.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the information again.
My gold.
I better head out then.
My gold.
Yeah. Here you go. And I give her 10 gold.
She looks at you. Pleasure doing business, but be nice to the neighbors.
Oh, of course.
We treat our neighbors well here.
Very well. and I will depart for Masha's place to lay in hiding.
Beautiful. And I think I'll leave you there and go check in with I'm gonna go check in Faye and our wonderful Juno.
Alrighty. Yeah, so I think first thing Juno would notice is the letter on the door.
Yep, there's a letter on your door as you wake up.
Very
Hey,
bad
there's the letter.
handwriting.
Oh bless.
There's like a doodle at the end of Juno. It's also very poorly drawn.
She is going to cherish the doodle. I mean, the rest of it unfortunately will have to go, but the doodle is going on her desk. So that happens first thing. But aside from doing the usual workaday stuff, I think what she wants to do, first thing in the morning, because I know that Stepwise has work, so she's out for right now.
Yep.
What Juno would want to do is see if she can go to a place where Evangeline would be.
Okay.
To see what she looks like.
Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So Evangeline, I guess, is officially still a lady and a politician, and will probably be at the political seat is actually under renovations from your last adventures there, when it more or less was, well, things fell apart, let's say, a little bit. Yeah, but so it's under renovations again, and she's there. Yeah, so you can go investigate and see what she looks like. Yes, she is a tall human with let's see, more olive colored skin, and she is taken to wearing seaweed in her hair.
That's legit. That's fine.
If that's actually a choice.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice, but so on and so forth. Is it a place where Juno would normally be, like, she would probably go every now and then for, like,
Yeah,
work-related purposes?
you
Okay, so
being
there's a
there is
reason
not-
to be there.
Yeah, you being there is not at all unusual.
Okay. But yeah, she would not exactly get close enough to talk to her, I don't think. But she does want to get close enough to, like, see her face and know what she looks like. For reasons.
Sure. Yeah, I'm quite comfortable saying you know what she looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and her office is in the area?
Lady Evangeline doesn't have an official office.
Okay.
She has her estate, which is not far from there. But
Okay.
she works from her estate.
Okay.
Just like our general friend.
Gotcha.
Doesn't officially.
Yeah, I may. Once I've gotten a good look at her, I may just go for a walk around by the estate. Just to see what how many doors does it have? How many windows?
Yeah, so the estate is expansive and large. It is larger than the general's estate, and very clearly old money. In fact, this was probably, you can tell that there was sort of whatever was built here before. This has like ruins in its foundation that were where this thing was built. Also, you can see sort of these awkward points where she somehow managed to find out who her neighbors were, and somehow managed to get their property, and then managed to combine it into her own property, making her place even more expansive. There are hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of windows. This thing is essentially a palace. This is a very, 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 very rich person. There are lots of doors, but there's also security. She has her own guards working for her.
Dang. Okay. And let's see if I have any spells for this. Hold on. I'm actually gonna check out my character sheet again. Hold on.
What? A character sheet? Who would have guessed? If you don't have a spell, let me know, because we might be able to make something work anyway. Tell me what you want to do, is what I'm saying. If you don't have the appropriate spell.
Well, I was thinking of something that would be like. No, I don't think I want to do anything there. I think just making sure that I know where it is fine enough. I think beyond that, I do have to talk to Alum about Kaz's situation.
Okay.
So I will stop by, see if he is at the Lighthouse bookstore.
Yes, he is. Sitting quite comfortably. He has a pot of tea there, and there's a second cup.
Oh. Yeah, well, okay, she'll go in for the usual tea time book club. And kind of just flop down. And I don't know if it would be something that we would need to role play or not, if you wanted to.
What's it?
Or not. But she is going to ask him about Kaz.
Hold on. Just one more second. Sorry.
Oh, all right. Well, she'll pour herself some tea then.
Okay. Where were we? Sorry, it was a very exciting novel. Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm doing. Not much to report after the last time we met. But
yes,
I think
it was a night ago.
Yes.
But a night of many revelations, so worth investigating.
Yeah, for sure. I do have a question for you real quick.
Of course.
Kaz left a note with me earlier. It looks like she might want to speak to her mother, and she was wondering if you might be able to help her with that.
Well, I could. There are like there are rules and things, and I could try, but
Well,
so how much do you know about the covering?
What's and I guess she'll just lower her voice a little. The thing that's preventing the gods from coming back.
Right.
That's about all I know.
Great. So it's a giant magical portal. Nope, not portal. Wall that's been put in place that sort of surrounds. I guess you would think of it as like pretty much everything. And there's rules about like how close you're allowed to be to it, and like how much you can communicate, and so people who are close to it and become people that are close to it are able to communicate back, but we're not supposed to get close to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is it near the moon?
Yes. Well, it's just on the other side.
So this is an actual physical wall.
Well, I mean, it's an actual magical wall.
I always thought it was something kind of meta, like, on another plane kind of situation.
No,
so they're
no,
just on the other side banging on the glass?
I mean, that's not how I would put it, but I guess there's a way of looking at it like that, yes.
Wow. Well, I know that you said before that there's a way to do it. If there are rules that are preventing you from doing it, are there any rules that would prevent foolish mortals from just stumbling in?
So how good are you at magic that specializes in communication over long distances rather than travel, shall we say?
That is a very good question. Let me look through my book. And she's going to pull out her journal, or her binder, which is full of loose spells.
Mm-hmm.
And and go, nope, nope, not a thing.
Not a thing. Um,
Mm-mm.
well, that's sort of the direction we'd want to go. Is like speaking is better than like going. I cannot go there, and I can't send you there.
Okay.
Without myself getting in trouble. You could send you there, or you could get something that would help you go there actually without magic.
Oh. Do you know what those kind of somethings are? Or would that be against the rules as well?
Well, like obviously there aren't many these days, of course, but like an airship or something like that that was
Um,
capable of going in that direction.
I don't think we can get an airship to the moon. But I mean, if we
You
get
don't have a
close enough,
friend
we
with an
could.
airship that you could ask to borrow?
No, I guess like if we could take an airship and then we could just throw Kazan as far. No, um, it'll probably have to be the other option of speaking. Um, I'll have to look into those kind of spells then.
Yes, the Kava is powerful peoples. They do a lot.
And is that kind of magic is something that's exclusive just to them?
Oh, sorry, I keep on forgetting. Juno, you are so incredibly smart that sometimes I forget that I know more than you do. And so I say things like offhand that I expect you to know, and I apologize. It's just like there's no reason for you to know these things. It's just you haven't ever spoken to anyone. But I just sort of like the questions that you ask are so like, never mind. I apologize. I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm just failing because I'm old. Um, the Kava are the people that made the covering.
Oh, is this new information for us?
It's new information for you.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I don't think Kazan knows that.
That's likely. They're a secretive people, even from their own people.
But why on earth would they do why would they do that when their whole I mean they seem to be very, focused on gods from what I've, seen.
Yes, it's a well, I mean, I don't fully know. I haven't spent any time in the Kavan. I haven't spent any time with really any Kavanians. The truth be told, the Kavanian that I know best is named Kazan,
Oh.
and I have spent, you know, very little time with her. Her mother obviously communicated with me, but that is more to do with my position as someone who can receive these things than someone who I don't really know her mother, right? But no, they built the covering, and I see they see it as some sort of protective thing.
Okay.
On them.
Um
Also,
I
the
wonder what
Kavanians
they
have a
think.
lot of different religions.
Yeah.
They are not a uniform. No, I mean no culture is. You certainly know that no culture is uniform. I mean, look at where we are now. They believe in all sorts of things. There are commonalities between cultures, but no culture or society is uniform, and they are just as not uniform as others.
And quick question. With watchers who are able to see relatively far, um, are you limited in your scope?
In what way are you asking? Are you asking if I can do a specific thing, or are you just asking if I'm limited? I am
I'm
limited.
asking if you're limited. Yeah.
I am limited. I can't
So,
snap my fingers and change the world to the way I would like or anything like that.
oh no, understandable. But are you able to? Hmm, never mind. Um,
I'm
Silly
happy to answer.
question. Well,
I'm glad that we can speak honestly. It was weighing on me that I was lying to you and you were becoming a friend.
oh, well, it's good. It's good to have you as a friend.
And there you
I
were reading my
was
books, and I was sitting there like across from you and not saying able to say that I wrote them.
See, that was the one that I was a little upset about, but I'm better now. If for instance, if there were, one of my friends were the Lady of Quality who'd been writing this book that I have this whole time and hadn't told me, then I would be very upset. But I think we're okay.
I love her writings.
I know, she's so good. Well, I have some questions and some notes and a few bits of critique.
I'm intrigued as always and wish to hear your dissertation upon the topic. For me personally, I felt the need to read that to remember how to. I hadn't been around like mortals for a while, so when I came here, I felt the need to read that to sort of refresh, like to relearn how to do it.
Oh, yeah, I should show you some of my notes just in case. But
Please.
but before we do that,
I didn't mean to get sidetracked.
Yes, no, that's quite all right. I actually did have a say if something related to me, something I had before was lost. Would you be able to help find that, or would that be something that is left to mortals' devices?
I might be able to help. It's not, my wheelhouse is more protection and summoning, but
right.
I certainly might be able to at least point you in the direction. Is it? Oh gods, is it something metaphorical that you lost or something actual? Like I don't know if I have the spell to return your innocence or something like that. Oh, actually, that's much better.
I lost my innocence when I read this this horrible book, and it was just so poorly written that I just feel like ever since I've been unable to go back. No.
Even tell me the name. I don't want to read it. I don't want to know. What item did you? What item did you lose?
What if it's a person?
Harder, but potentially possible still.
What if I don't know their name?
Much harder.
Or what they look like?
Are you looking for a person that you don't know?
Well, if I knew them before I could remember them.
You like pause for a second and then it dawns on him. Oh, your family. Or your bloodkin. Whatever you prefer.
Yes. I just thought since you knew about Kazan's.
I will ask. I don't know anything.
You don't have to. I just was wondering if that was something
of course.
that's possible.
For you, Juno, of course I will ask.
Well, in that case, and I'll pull out the Lady of Quality book with all of my many notes and pass it over, and we'll have a little book discussion there.
I love it. That's great. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. So let's jump back to Kazan, if that's okay with people. Kaz, so there you are, of Masha Seasworn's shop. Is your intent to surprise this person, or to surprise Masha, or what's your goal here?
I'm kind of just doing a stakeout. I would like to see what he looks like as he goes into the shop without making my presence known.
Sure. So as you are making your stakeout, you're like across the street in an alley or something like that, looking across, Masha's shop is already in an alley, so it's a little bit like an alley off an alley type thing.
Yeah.
That comfortable with you?
Yep.
Cool. So you're in the alley across the street, and you see that Masha Seasworn's second story window opens. And floating out casually is a saucer and a cup of tea, which stops levitating right in front of you.
God, I kind of hate you so much. I take the tea. What kind of tea is it?
It's a green tea that has... Do you look at it in any detail?
I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, it seems like a green tea. Okay, it's a green tea.
Okay, I'm gonna drink it. Is it good at
Mm.
least?
It's incredibly good, and it makes you feel a little bit energetic.
Huh. That was nice of her, I guess. Well, I guess there's no point in hiding. I'll just stand here
Mm. Yeah, that's
and
fair.
wait for him.
So about an hour later, a very let's say skinny blonde human who is maybe 16 years old, but is wearing like full regalia that is a little bit too big for him. This is like a toddler in like in like a tuxedo type thing. Is just walking, leaning on a cane as if he needs it, even though he clearly doesn't because he's like 16 or whatever, and looks like he's in perfect shape. And like is trying to, and just like sort of walking casually down the street, looking furtively around.
Lord Fauntleroy?
Yes, of course. Wait, do I know you?
No, you don't. But I was hoping we could get to know each other.
Well, I guess. And he like reaches down and pulls out a pocket watch, and it's all gold and gold chain. And he looks at it and flips it open. Well, I guess I have a couple minutes before my appointment. How can I help you? And who are you? And how do you know me? I admit to much curiosity.
You're on your way to meet Masha Seasworn, right?
Indeed, that is the path that I must take. For it would be wrong for me to make anything else happen at this time, while I cannot yet stop the rhyme.
You're very unique in a good way. Are you two good friends, you and Masha?
Oh, her, I think the highest of.
Oh,
Shoot, and then suddenly like a big beard just grows out of his face in the middle of this.
did you just lie?
No, I must, with every sentence I say, rhyme. If I do not take the time to think this out, then a beard does sprout.
Oh, if you don't rhyme, you grow a beard. I thought she uncursed you. You're still cursed?
This curse is new, um, and keeps me true.
I
He like
see.
frowns, like he knows that doesn't quite make sense.
Right. Um, is she helping you out with this curse?
Indeed, she must. That would be best. As all would be fussed.
Uh, I'm kind of invested now. Would it be weird if I just maybe I could just join you? I know Masha too.
Oh, you know her and her work? Has she done much to make it work? Damn it! And then like the beard just grows another inch.
Oh, not yet, but maybe. That's why I'm curious, I guess.
Well, come along. If she doesn't mind, then I will eat my fork with one kind.
I will hold you to that.
Please do.
All right, I won't talk to you anymore so you don't grow your beard even more. Let's go.
I shaved immediately before this. But at least it's better than the last one when I was taking a piss. Okay. And he walks into Masha Seasworn's shop. And Masha is there. And again, everything is very spooky inside. But he walks in quite happily and whistles a little bit. And walks in. And you hear, "Come in, Lord Fauntleroy. And Kazan al-Nujum bint Nazma."
Hey, thanks for the tea.
Are you going to return my saucer?
Yeah, I have it here. I couldn't clean it though because I was outside. Sorry.
No worries. You were essentially in my house. How could I expect you to I would not expect a guest to do my dishes for me.
The alley of your alley is your part of your house? What?
Well, if I delivered it to you, it was like being in my backyard, I guess.
Okay. Hey, how did you notice me? I thought I hid pretty well.
And she smiles. Lord Fauntleroy, you have been cursed again. And he looks at her and like, yes, it is a seemingly weekly thing that I dread each time, and then will be made king? I don't. And she looks, well, come, and lie down, and let's see if we can remove this curse. And she goes about and she shaves him. It's like a barbershop. She just like pulls out a straight razor, and shaves him. And as she does so, she chants things and paints images on his cheeks, and sort of like this green paint. And he's quite happy. He's lying there smiling. Every once in a while, he'll say something. Sometimes it'll just be a rhyme. Door, 4. Foot, soot. And then at some point she says, now, hush. Now hold your breath. And then she finishes, and the green paint sinks into his cheek. And she looks at him and says, now, I think that should hold for about a week, but I'll have to see you next time to see what has happened. And I still don't know much about the nature of this curse, so we'll have to keep working on it, okay? He looks at her and says, oh, I am ever so grateful, and pulls out a purse and hands it to her. Thank you much. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. I was confused with all the rhyming and everything earlier. I didn't catch your name?
Oh, my name is Taz.
Taz? Excellent, Taz. Great to meet you. And you, if you are thinking about taking on Masha Seasworn, becoming one of her clientele, you could not have a better witch to help you. She is the absolute best.
Is he being genuine?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
17?
This very, very rich person is literally too dumb to be not genuine.
Okay. Well, thanks for letting me watch. That makes me feel weird saying that. Thanks for letting me come along with you.
He waves enthusiastically.
Bye now, don't get cursed again.
And he leaves, and Masha looks at you and says, you're having me checked out.
Yeah, I figured the jig was up, so I just came in. I mean, can you blame me, Masha?
Oh, no, not at all. The practices of rituals and cursing and uncursing are complicated and easy to distrust, and with good reason. You may have guessed, in the spirit of honesty, I will inform you that, of course, I was the one who cursed Lord Fauntleroy.
Why's that?
He has a lot of money, and I find that it is an effective way to keep my business open so that I can work off more interesting projects for my friends.
For your friends?
Yes. Long ago, I cursed him to be cursed with a different curse every week that only I could cure.
That seems wrong, but there are other issues. I'm kind of curious to know what kind of friends you keep. You're very, I've never met anyone quite like you.
That is not surprising.
So?
Friendship. Are you looking to become a friend? You're a bit too solid for my normal taste.
So your friends are normally not very solid? More...
I find that spirits keep better company than most people.
I see. So you're scamming the rich people of this city to help your spirit friends out?
Oh, no, you misunderstood. I am scamming that rich person in the city to keep my business open.
I see.
Because I find it more compelling to do magic that I find either interesting or deeply useful, but most people who have need for my magic cannot afford my services. And so by charging said idiot 50 platinum a week to cure him every week, and she opens the bag and there's 50 platinum pieces in there,
Whew.
then I can afford to do things like help my neighbors with their gardens in exchange for a few coppers here or there.
That is actually quite noble of you. I
Do not credit me with nobility. I still make quite the profit.
yeah. But that you seem to be well liked, so you can't be all that bad.
It was Lord Fauntleroy's mother that imprisoned me when you first found me.
Wait, really?
She suspected me of cursing her child. I denied it, of course.
But you actually did.
Well, of course.
Ah, okay. Then that whole story kind of is like kind of like a net neutral, since a lot of injustice happening in there. But
You want a piece of interesting information for free?
Well, I certainly can't turn that down.
Lord Fauntleroy is the illegitimate son of our illustrious Primarch.
Huh?
Oh, he is a legitimate child as well.
Wait, please explain that to me in great detail.
Young Lord Fauntleroy's mother is the Primarch's lover.
What?
You need greater detail than that? I do not wish to explain this to you, but I guess I could show you a diagram from
No. That is so the very first party we infiltrated. Wow. That's a good piece of information you've just given me.
I strive to be helpful, and I must admit, I hold no love for the Primarch. And Samhain has implied to me enough about your dealings.
Well, I'm not going to apologize for snooping around about you.
Did I ask for an apology?
No, you didn't, but I feel kind of bad
then.
for it.
Don't feel bad.
I won't.
Good.
But I know I've already asked this, but is there seriously no other way I have to take a life?
It is possible that there are other ways. That are powerful spells that exist out there that are heard of and spoken of in legend. Spells that can bend the very fabric of reality to your will. Spells that can grant you a very carefully worded wish. But I don't have access to such magics.
Who would? Do you know?
Most who would are either reclusive or selfish or too wise to meddle with fate.
I would imagine.
This is the only route that I know.
I see. I didn't know if I should have believed you before, but I guess I do now. Seeing what I've seen. I don't know if I can do this, to be honest. Especially if my only feasible option right now is my own blood.
It may be that your blood is better than the alternative. An assistant has arrived to help your brother.
How do you know this?
I keep tabs when the Kavar are in town. They have certain sects of belief that don't believe in witchcraft.
I see. I guess that is another thing I shall look into, but I I don't know how I'd feel about getting my healing back from healing another person, but there are things I have to do.
It is a dark ritual. I'm sorry that I know no other way. And she smiles, teeth showing with her lizard mouth.
Well, Masha, it's been... I don't know what the right word to describe our meetings are because they're not pleasant, but they could be better.
Well, I hope I did not cause undue unpleasantness beyond what was necessary for the conversation.
No, you haven't. Oh, and you make a really good cup of tea. Could you teach me? What's your secret?
She chuckles. She says, "Do you want to see?"
I really do. I actually really do.
And she, I think she was sitting on the counter for this conversation, and like hops off the counter and walks around and says, "Come to the back of my shop."
Okay.
And she pulls aside the curtain and gestures for you to head back. And you walk into the back of her shop, and here you see something much more utilitarian. The front of her shop is all very like it's very clearly designed to give off the vibe of witch. Like she's a little bit of a performer, obviously, and like very much like wants people to think, "Ooh, the creepy witch." This is much more utilitarian and practical. There's a notebook there with notes and things like that. But the thing that draws your attention immediately is that there is growing almost naturally, it seems like, in the corner of this room, a very large tree that is entirely indoors. There's no natural light on it. And the entire tree is made of glowing green light.
Was that always there? Do you know that that's there? What is that?
I spent a lot of time and energy putting it there.
This is why your tea is so good?
I use leaves from this tree, yes, to inspire some energy within you.
Whoa. I thought it was just really, really, like, you just made it so good, but I guess just the leaf itself is very special.
And potent, yes. You seen anything like this?
I don't recall, no.
It took me a lot of power to bring this over from the other side.
Whoa. You brought this tree over from the other side.
Mm.
Whoa.
I am
That's
glad
something.
that you are not, shall we say, a true Kavanian at this point.
I would not describe myself as such for many reasons.
A true Kavanian would see this and desire to have me killed.
No, I would not like to see you killed. Not in the least bit. Especially not for a cool glowing tree.
Right?
That makes really good tea. I mean, I haven't died yet, so it must be good stuff.
Yes, it is. His name is Feldor.
He has a name? Wait, he's a he?
Yes.
I don't understand. I thought it was just a tree.
Lay your hand upon it. Carefully, don't hurt him.
Okay. And I very gently place my hand on the tree.
It's warm to the touch. And as you feel it, you can feel like the magic moving inside of it. It almost feels like fur is moving against your skin as if you were petting it, even though it's not moving and you're not moving. And you can feel a gentle, slightly uneven throbbing.
Ugh.
Boom, 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 boom.
Hello, Veldor, can you hear me?
He won't be able to communicate with you. It takes years of practice and much ritual, but
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be polite.
I will let him know next time we speak. Can you feel his heartbeat?
Yeah, this feels very strange. So is this not a tree? What is the correct terminology?
It is Feldor. You can just call him that.
All right. Okay. This is certainly an experience.
I thought you might enjoy. I wish I had a way to cure your curse that was not so distasteful.
I wish the same more than anything, but I had a feeling that it wouldn't break so easily either. Did I don't think I mentioned. Huh?
Oh, go, please. You.
I don't think I mentioned how I was cursed. Did I, or do you already know? You already know, don't you? You know everything.
I don't think you told me, actually. I just looked at the nature of the curse itself.
Have you ever seen a curse like this? What kind of person can curse someone in this way?
All sorts of powerful. It was a person, not an ancient tomb or buried object of some sort or magical item.
Well, I think I just gave it away that it was indeed a person, yes.
Well, then it's worth noting that I should have asked that originally. I don't know why I didn't, but if you personally slay the person who has cursed you, not you and people, but you personally, if you personally slay the person who has cursed you, it makes breaking the curse almost trivial manner. Second level spell slot. Not a big deal.
Oh, wow. I feel like I should have mentioned that so much sooner. I wouldn't have been agonizing. All right. No problem. I have no problem killing that guy. No problem.
But just know that if it's someone else that kills him, then the curse will be even harder to remove.
I'll kill him. If anyone's gonna kill him, it'll be me.
Male, then. I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Boy, I sure am not good at being subtle.
Your aura is getting worse, just so you know.
Oh, we're in a small room. Is this gonna harm Feldor or you? I should probably leave.
It would if you were here for an hour or two, but it's still small enough and in small enough doses that it'll be fine. But you should go. You have people waiting for you, and I have another client in 10 minutes.
Right. Thank you, Masha. That was actually kind of nice. And also great information.
Don't tell anyone that I'm nice.
I will. I will tell people you're nice, but only a few.
I will have you know that you haven't really cursed yet until you've been cursed by me. My curses are so much more potent than anything that you are trying to have me remove. that you will suffer each and every second of your life until the end of days, and then I will extend your life little by little just so that you suffer more.
Okay. I still think you're nice. Bye. And I'm gonna just zoom out.
How dare you! Okay, beautiful. Awesome. Guys, I think we should take our break and then come back with some more Thomas and Samhain stuff. Sound good, everyone? I need more Thomas. Okay, we'll take our break. Hey, world, welcome back. Thank you for your patience. We were on break a little bit longer than we normally are. I had some things come up. If you are enjoying our content, please follow our channel. I think it's a lot of fun. We do all sorts of great stuff here. We've got shows on Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays right now. Monday, Thursday, and Sunday are all taking place in the same world, and so the campaigns can affect each other in interesting, unusual ways. We will never see that happen later tonight. Sarah gives me the meanest looks sometimes. Fair enough. And on Friday, we play a whole assortment of other RPGs, checking out different RPG systems and seeing how they function. Sometimes we do one-shots, sometimes we'll do sort of longer story arcs, but it's all about learning new RPG systems and figuring out how systems affect gameplay. So that's our Friday show. So, yeah, as always, we are a channel that believes strongly in supporting underprivileged communities and underprivileged peoples. If you can, find a way to support by either donating money and or time in safe ways, because social distancing is still an important thing that you should be doing. Please find a way to support people who are less privileged than you. Particularly, we're looking at right now people who are BIPOC and or LGBTQIA+, which again includes many people on this channel. So please find a way to open your heart and your wallets and your time to support and help people who are less privileged. Okay, back to it. Samhain, you receive a letter. Someone knocks on your door. Think, think, think.
Yeah, so I'll look through the peephole first before I open the door.
Yeah, it's someone wearing official courier wear. They look sort of like what we would think of as a FedEx employee, except that this world's FedEx employees are largely halfling. There's like a halfling delivery company, and largely wear this hideously ugly, bright yellow top that is supposed to draw people's attention to the fact that they are like a company or something like that. There's a halfling standing at your door.
Okay, yeah, so I'll open it up.
And the halfling bows and presents you with a envelope.
How big's the envelope? Before is it obvious where it came from, or does it just?
It says on the front of it to Samhain, and it says in the top left-hand corner, someone's name that you recognize as being like a secretary who's working for the Art Council, someone who does sort of the day-to-day stuff from the Art Council that you are on.
Yeah, so I'll take the envelope and then I'll just give them a few coins.
They happily take the coins and stick them in a little purse and sing a jingle for you, saying, I'm not going to sing because I am not going to sing, but they sing a little business jingle to you, thanking you for your tip and then hoping that you will utilize their mail service in the future.
Yeah, so like I just tell the person who's at my door, because they can't. He goes, I used to work in service, and if you or your colleagues come to my door, if you don't want to, you do not have to sing this jingle.
And like, this person looks very confused. Roll a persuasion check.
Yeah. Like, he's trying to, like, let them know that, like, if they hate doing that part of their job, they don't have to do it on his doorstep.
Yeah, of course. Let's see that persuasion check.
He completely understands.
Yeah. So this halfling sort of like looks furtively around and says, our bosses keep eyes on us to make sure that we meet certain demands. So,
I'm mistaken. So like someone goes, well, do you have like a comment card I can fill out? And then like someone
sure, certainly, and pulls out a comment card and hands it to you.
Amazing. So someone goes, wait here one moment, and then goes back inside, comes back out, and like on the comment card, he goes, "While I enjoy being a customer of whatever this service name is, I think it's really demeaning and debasing when you ask your employees to sing a jingle all day for 8 hours a day. That is not, as a music instructor, this is not good for their vocal cords if they're not trained to properly sing. And I think it's really insulting that you do this." And then, like, he hands it back
So
to
this halfling looks at it and like looks at it and looks at you and smiles and then hands it back to you for 1 second and says, "Could you cross that out? We have 14-hour shifts."
oh,
And his hand is shaking.
oh, yeah, so someone goes, "Well, excuse me a moment." And then he goes back in, comes out with a sheet of paper that
Yeah.
adhered to the comment card. And then he goes, uh and then someone reaches into his pockets, realizes that he doesn't have enough coin, and then goes back in the house, grabs more coin, brings it to the person, and then brings out like a little card for the individual person for them to go take care of their voice later on today with like honey and tea and like someone's favorite tea shop, basically.
Oh. I love it. Perfect. Excellent. Good. This is what I was hoping would happen, and I didn't know that it would. Okay. I love it.
I recently was watching a commentary on Les
I mean,
Mis, the
right?
movie.
Isn't this fucking obvious? Sorry.
Can you tell? Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll just leave it at that.
Perfect. So the envelope that was delivered to you opens up, and inside is a whole stack of sketches, and there's a note on top of it that says, "These are the submissions from various artists for the Garhaz Memorial." We have a whole slew of different artists that have proposed submissions. These are the finalists that were decided by the committee, and you're supposed to vote and determine who is going to do this and who's going to make this. Still under debate. So the who is doing it, that's that's sort of a you know what you want. How basically it's how aggressive do you want this to be, right? Is sort of what you're deciding there. And
Yep.
then the other thing that you will have to do is that will be part of this art committee thing is that you will have to find a place to have this mural put up, and then secure the rights to do that. So think about what you Sawin think would be a good place to put a mural like this up, and what that would mean. So so that's what's in this is like a stack of we'll say like the top 15 submissions from various artists. And we'll also say, because you're running a whole art committee, this is specifically for the Garhaz Memorial, but many of these artists are people that have been chosen by the committee to do other things, even if they don't get the prestigious Garhaz Memorial. There's other projects for them, so you're not you're not necessarily like whatever. This is you have your job's to disperse funds to artists, not to ruin their lives by them failing getting to get this gig. That make sense? Okay. So you've got a stack of papers. Thomas, how you doing?
All in favor of completely diverting from the 17 main plot lines we have to go and burn down a messenger service. Say aye. Anyone? Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's pony up.
I mean, I hope I know obviously that was light and silly and fun in some ways and serious in other ways, which is sort of the
That's okay, we walked that
tenor
line.
of this, that we walked that line. But I hope that it's clear that, of course, that sort of thing is occurring partially because of the society that we are in, that is lending itself towards, shall we say, forms of leadership that are less democratic than they should be.
Yes.
So this is yes, a problem, but it is a resultant, not a cause. Not saying that you shouldn't fix it. You should, but I just want to be very clear.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm joking in the sense that wouldn't it be great if there was an immediate cathartic fix to all of this?
I mean, there is. It's just taking us a really long time to make that immediate.
Hold on.
That's part of the whole moral argument surrounding this assassin being
Hold on, I
physically
want to
present right now.
point above myself at the name of this show.
Well, I know.
I'm
I'll
just
talk to
saying.
the assassin.
Okay, go. So Thomas, let's see what we want. What do you want to do?
Well, he's going to kind of, be on the lookout. I rolled decently high when we started kind of this arc of the campaign for like being tuned into, the movers and shakers in the city right now, like who was coming and going into the temple, who we needed to be aware of.
Definitely.
And if anybody who is slightly influential or political, I think, is going to be due in, or just anyone that he can like be gossiping with a little bit, anyone he has that background with, so it won't be as inappropriate.
So is your goal here to, sorry, I think there's a couple different goals here, and I just want to figure out which one you're going for here. Do you want to manipulate someone in power? Do you want to find someone who is like a known gossip, who will gossip with a lot of people and will like spread information rapidly? Like those seem like two different things there.
Generally the latter.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
The nature of the gossip will be this political figure, but yeah.
Yeah. So there's this lizard-born dude who we're gonna call let's see. I'm gonna call him and he's a marquis. Sala Wet Oak. And Marquis Sala Wet Oak is, you know him as being a rumor monger. He cannot keep his mouth shut. And even worse than that, when he says things to someone, he probably the next time he tells the story, it's slightly different. And it's slightly different after that. And so like things escalate quickly. But he's kind of important enough and friendly enough that everyone still sort of invites him to everything. And so like it's still kind of like he's still like sort of at the center of things, even though he's not necessarily the most reliable, but a lot of people kind of believe him anyway. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect.
Like it's so entertaining it might as well be true.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and like he'll gossip about anything, right? From all over the place. Oh, don't you think that so and so's haircut is bad? To like, I heard that so and so has keeps pet were-tigers in their attic. I don't know.
I heard
whatever.
Primarch Magli Blackice has an illegitimate child. Oh, that couldn't possibly be true. Come on, that's your craziest story yet. This is very Tawani all of a sudden. Yes. So that my plan is to kind of I mean, to greet him, I guess. Sorry, I'm like a little nervous after like so long of not doing this to like slide back into like his speech patterns and everything. But yeah, he's going to try to intercept the Marquis as they come in.
Is this going to be at the temple, or are you going to have gone to a party or something? What's the vibe?
I feel like I'd probably be pretty lucky to find one on the day of, unless you're saying that this is what it is.
I think that the noble like class people who you associate with, there is always a party going on.
Okay.
It's not always a big deal party, but there's always a party going.
There's like a tea or something.
A tea or a high luncheon or an evening dance, you know.
Card game.
Yeah, a card game. There's something going on. And I think there is a card game going on today that you hear about this evening.
All right. Yes. So he's. I guess he's gonna roll on up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's at I think it's at Sala Wet Oak's house. Are you bringing the general with you as a date?
You know what? I probably would ask, just because. I don't know. I feel like that makes it a little less awkward. I'm trying to figure out like how inappropriate it is for, I mean, but backstory. So I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm
Okay.
gonna ask the general along to do a little Nick and Nora thing,
Sure.
as it were.
Always happy to help you out.
I think my screen's no. Okay.
I'll keep moving so that you know that I didn't freeze. Always happy to help you out.
I am mentally blanking. It's been a very long time.
Do you want to just start at the Marquis estate?
Yeah, could we? I hate
Sure.
my brain.
No, it's fine. So the door opens, and the Marquis greets you, and he says, "Thomas, how wonderful to see you."
Oh, darling, it's been so long. Thank you so much for having us. General Quick Eyes, of course.
Of course, the general. Well, thank you for gracing my humble estate with a war hero of your stature. How fantastic! And General Quick Eyes just looks at him and says, "Charmed." Well, please come in. We have a couple of tables going on in the card room. Can I get you anything to drink?
Oh no, silly. Don't worry about us. I just wanted to check on how it's been so long since we've been to one of your affairs. It's always a pleasure.
It has been quite some time, Thomas, but trust me, I bear you no ill will. You have had quite a remarkable life. I have been hearing stories about you from all over the place. We have to catch up. I want to hear all the details. I want to know what has told me has been false and what is true. Let me tell you, I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that you were kidnapped and imprisoned by a pirate queen.
Yes and no. We really do have to talk. Oh my goodness. Yes, let's go somewhere. Darling, I'll see you in a bit.
Oh, yes. I'll. Do you mind if I play a couple? I'm gonna go.
Oh, of course.
I see
what?
a friend of mine, a general that I used to work with, and he like starts heading that way.
He's a lovely boy. Anyway,
So when did this start? This is great.
Recently.
Is this like the new official thing, or when you were the priest of? I guess you're the priest of Tamden again. I hear. But when you were the priest of Tamden, is that? Do you know what I'm saying? Am I saying things?
No, I absolutely understand. No, we're trying not to put so many labels on it right now. Things are complicated.
Of course.
But no, how have you been? I'm so glad to see that you're safe here. I mean, I know it sounds a little startling, but I've been hearing some things about goings on in the city. It's good to check on old friends every now and then, make sure everyone's doing well.
Things
especially
have
after
been
the rumors.
Really chaotic lately, obviously, but the Primarch, I feel, has been doing a really good job of keeping things together, order and all that stuff, stability. What rumors are you thinking of?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to take you from your party, but just for the sake of catching up.
I can't tell you how boring all those people are. Please tell me.
So somewhere we could talk.
I have the sitting room. I have a bottle of wine in there. Let's go get it. We are going to go get a bottle of wine from the sitting room that I think you will all enjoy. He shouts loudly to the room and then turns and starts walking across the hallway to a sitting room.
Well, no one ever accused him of being quiet. So previously, you said that it was going to kind of be up to me to generate an NPC who was on the list of people we received from the captain of the guard in terms of the names of, people who had been suicided, as it were.
Absolutely.
And I kind of have, to what we confirmed, there was somebody in the nobility on that list who had been removed by the Ashen One in this way. And so I kind of had like this kind of like hooded cobra styled lizard folk who,
Okay.
you know, like kind of she married into the nobility, and she was kind of like a grand lady and stuff like that. And her parties were very famous, so there was like possibly a lot of like goodwill towards her. And then, you know, but she was, you know, getting up there in years, and all of a sudden, you know, she was found like this. And it was kind of like an, oh, you know, what we should have, you know, been checking in on her more, stuff like that. But it, I don't know, kind of noticeably in society.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. Hold on. Let's do this. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, so let's call her.
Do you mind if I have a name?
Oh, no, please. Oh, yeah, please give it to me.
Venetia Silverscale.
Cool. Can I call her Madame?
Yes.
Madame Venetia.
I think she would have wanted it.
Damn straight. Awesome. Madame Venetia Silverscale is dead. I feel like that's the name of a whole different campaign. Madame Venetia Silverscale is dead. Sorry. Okay.
It's the tongue-in-cheek spin-off to tongue-in-cheek Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Thank
so
you for following me along my Stepardian line. Keep going, please.
So you heard about the Madame, of course.
Oh, her parties were the best. Her absence from the Rose Bowl tea is the most heartbreaking thing that I think has ever occurred in my life. It's just so sad. She was such a great lady.
I don't know anyone who hasn't felt her loss in some way. I mean, she had that presence and that magnitude. I mean, and her philanthropic work, I'm already hearing from people involved with, you know, different organizations who she bequeathed this or that to, and, you know, all under the table. But it's to lose such a great figure.
Generous person. Let me tell you, my will is. I'll have to. Thank you for telling me that. I'll have to reorganize my will, because right now it just. I think it just leaves everything to me.
Oh my goodness.
Which doesn't make sense, does it?
Well, I mean, who really knows what's official in documents like these? You know,
lawyers,
executors.
Yes.
But I just wanted to make sure, because of what I'd heard about surrounding, you know, the way she was found and everything. I mean, people who were close to her, and, you know, others throughout the city who don't have a level of influence, but may have run in certain circles.
Wait, what are you saying?
I'm saying that, I mean, generally when a lady does consider taking her life, you think of poison, or you think of doses of medicine. You don't slit your own throat, do you now?
No, of course. Did she make a confession to you? Or something?
I know that she was nervous. I know that. I mean, you don't know what's true and what isn't. I think that it's quite peculiar that, and, you know, with everything going on, with what happened with the attack on the Primarch, suddenly that I know, but suddenly there's this person in charge of all of the city's intelligence, and people start turning up dead. It makes you wonder who's going to be next. And
she was killed?
I've heard whispers. You know, she was so beloved, people can't help but talk. And some of these stories do tend to add up.
But how? What the? Well, that's just. I mean, I would say preposterous, but I have to admit that I've been hearing similar stories as well. I mean, you've heard about Schnitzel, right? The dog? Dogs don't commit suicide either. And yet that dog was found dead.
Well, you know, if a dog tends to bark if somebody's coming onto a property, people are looking for ways to keep them quiet.
Yeah, roll a deception check at advantage, please, or persuasion. You're.
I was going to say, to be fair, she was killed.
Yeah, no, you can call this persuasion. Sorry, at advantage, please. This guy is susceptible.
That's a 24.
Okay. Well, this is fantastically outlandish, and the juice, you can tell that this person is trying not to say juiciest gossip, and I'm so excited to go tell everyone about this as hard as he can. But why? What was she involved in? And do you think it was the Ashen One who had something to do with this?
It's not what I've heard surrounding her per se, but the number of people who have come into the temple grieving a loved one who has been found in a similar way. I mean, if this is all connected, it makes you wonder why. I don't have all of the information behind all of this. I mean, who am I? Who are any of us? But when you see a large number of people, you do tend to put two and two together.
Thomas, you make going to temple almost seem worth it.
It's always good to see old faces in the crowd, especially if only to know that you're keeping safe.
Of course, and trust me, I won't let this get out. I won't tell anyone, and I'll watch myself carefully. I don't know what she could have possibly done. She was such a wonderful lady. Do you know what she might have been doing?
I couldn't possibly hazard a guess. I mean, gossip after someone has passed. All I know is that when you know so many people, and you're so well known, maybe sometimes the people you know can find that inconvenient. Maybe she knew too much about someone who she was friends with. Maybe someone who's been pulling the strings for a long time. All I know is that if all of this is connected, how could it not be on a scale as large as the city itself?
Quite right. Very true. I will be very careful about who I speak to and about what.
Thank you, dear friend. Especially if you are the recipient of her will, you can't be too careful.
Wait, what did I get?
No, I thought you said.
Oh, I
thought you said.
Sorry, I thought you were thinking of something other than.
No. If
course.
This is somehow related to her personal goings on, I mean, you definitely want to make sure that you're watching your back.
I have to roll something randomly here. Sorry, no one knows what this is.
It's a dice.
Okay. There's a knock on the door. He jumps. Little spoosh. And the butler opens the door. And he says, "Come in." And the butler opens the door. And you. Hi. What do you want? Sir, there is someone at the door who requests admittance to the party, and I think it would be best if you handled it personally. All right. Sure. Thomas, do me a favor, take this bottle of wine in.
Of course. I'll take it downstairs. I'll go find Alden. You know where to find me if you need to talk, my friend.
Yes, of course. So you leave and start heading upstairs, and as you do, you hear a squeal from the front door. But my lord, how could you grace my house with your presence? Oh, this is such an honor. Primarch, welcome. Welcome to my humble abode. And of course, you walk into the card room, and you have this bottle of wine, and you give it to whoever or whatever, and a servant takes it from you, and then a second, feet behind you, Primarch Magli Blackice walks into the room with his stupid little mustache and his stupid little goatee.
How mobile is he? He took a hit.
Yeah. He
My
kind of looks.
He fell on the pavement from a balcony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he has a. I want you to roll a perception check here.
Okay. That's a 23. Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on fire. He has what could only be described as a perfectly placed, dashing scar that makes him look rugged along the
Oh,
side of his
fuck him.
and he has his arm in a sling. And of course you look and you're like, oh no, that's fake. That's fake. That's fucking fake. That is a lie. Yes. So he comes in. He does have like a cane that he is leaning heavily on. He does still seem to have a limp.
How nice is the cane?
It's incredibly nice.
God damn him.
And so he walks in, and everyone stands as he enters the room, and most bow. In fact, I think everyone bows to a certain extent. Some bow deeper than others. And he says, "Oh, please, don't mind me. I just there were rumors that I was unwell, and I wished to dispel them by just showing up at a couple of these small gatherings and giving my well wishes to everyone around the room and speaking well of my friends and my neighbors. I am fine, and the city is fine, and we will find a way to restore order." And he starts going around the room, and he doesn't shake anyone's hand because he's leaning on the cane in one hand and his other hand's in a sling, but he nods and smiles at people, and he kind of starts doing the politician thing, making his rounds around the room.
Did oh my gosh, what's the Marquis's name?
Sala Wet Oak.
Did Sala kind of come in behind him? Is he kind of like accompanying him?
Yeah, absolutely, walking him around and like
okay.
trying to like spot everything and things like that. But Sala like shoots a nervous look at you when the Primarch is speaking to someone, very friendly.
I take a meaningful sip of wine and make eye contact with him over the top of it.
Yeah, so this is kind of perfect. It totally unintentionally has confirmed what you were saying. So Sala Wet Oak is now very, very scared, and we'll see what that amounts to. Do you have anything that you want to do at this party with the General, Sala, and Primarch Magli, Blackice, and several other nobles?
I spend the rest of the time that we're there helping the General cheat at cards.
I love it. You want to roll sleight of hand check?
Yeah. Come on. Although I don't know if it's mostly like facial cues and stuff. Like, is that sleight of hand?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's still.
There's not a subtle communication role.
I mean, it could be deception. It could be.
Oh well,
but it's like
he's gonna lose. It's a 7. At least I got the high rolls where it counted.
Yeah. No, he's pretty good at cards, and so every little bit helps. But basically, what that means is he doesn't win a lot.
That's okay. He'll win.
Yeah, he wins a little. But he doesn't end up in a high stakes poker game. He's actually playing at the not the kids table, but definitely like the we're playing for fun. There's a table where people are gambling like property, but he's not at that table.
Oh no, as the kids say, he been in a high stakes poker game.
Fair enough. Awesome. Let's go check in with Faye and with Juno.
Sorry, I was muted.
No worries.
Yeah, so with Juno, I think she would have spent the rest of the afternoon searching for through Stepwise's house for spell books that might have any relation to long distance scrying or messages.
Yeah, why don't you roll an investigation check?
Yeah, let's see. That's a 10.
And can you roll an Arcana check for me?
Yes. And that was a 24.
Beautiful. Yeah, there is a spell called Sending. It's not the most effective thing, but it's certainly within your wheelhouse. It's certainly within your power bracket, I would say. There are more powerful spells that sort of you think might work better, but they're higher order casts of magic. It might be hard to cast. But Sending at least would be something.
Okay. All right. So she learned Sending. We're just going to try to just throw Sending at the moon. and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Me and Kaz. When Kaz gets back, she's going to tell her that's the plan for now.
Okay.
But aside from that, I think she would want to speak to Stepwise at some point.
Stepwise comes home early in the evening. She's expecting you to have made dinner. Have you made dinner?
Oh heck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just checking.
Yeah, like while studying, so it may not be as, there might be some burn bits. You never know. She'll eat that part. But yeah, and I think she may have put out the good tea and the good wine. She might be bribing just a little.
Sure.
She's got out the nice scones.
I love it.
All right.
So Stepwise comes in, and I think she throws herself on the couch and says, "Oh, is that food I smell?"
You are correct. Do you want me to take it out to you?
I don't think I can move to the dining room. If you could bring it out here, that would be great. I'm so tired.
Long day? What's been going on?
Oh,
She's
God.
gonna bring it all out.
Every meeting is an agony of boredom and death.
So nothing very exciting has been happening?
No. Though, what are you doing tonight? Your plans?
I was gonna test out a potential spell tonight, possibly, but that's it. What were you thinking?
Oh, nothing much, but make sure you spend some time outside and look at the moons. There's a rare astrological event that's occurring tonight. Both moons, Thothru and Tikoru, will both be at their fullest and closest. It happens every 100 years or so.
Oh, and that will be interesting. Which moon was Kazan's mom on?
The bigger one. Thoth.
Okay. And
Supposed to amplify spell power too, but I've never really felt the effects before. Although, admittedly, the last time it happened, I wasn't alive, so I don't really know what'll happen there.
oh, I never really knew how old you were.
I'm not 100.
Well, no, I wouldn't think you were 100.
How old do you think I am?
I don't. She's gonna 60. She's gonna try to be nice.
I'm 74.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, if you were around during you have to understand, I'm not really the best at passage of time. I was.
You're fine. Whatever.
Okay.
It smells good.
Well, I was thinking you have been getting a lot of letters from back home.
I know. Every day they just keep on writing. They keep on wanting me to go home. They can't understand that what is here matters too, and matters to them.
Yes, and there's no way that there can be a compromise.
Is this compromise? I spent years back there, and look what happened here.
Yes, but it looks like what's happening here might just have been inevitable.
What are you saying?
Well, I was thinking she hasn't told her about the vision she had yet, I don't think. I was thinking I might need to get some stronger tea. But if you don't have the brew, I might be able to do something.
Oh, no, I've got it. She just forgot the code, and she reaches and could you pass me my staff?
Yeah, she'll pass it over. It was handy and nearby.
Yeah.
Everything's very obvious.
Yeah. And she smacks it down, and the field comes up.
All right, so a lot may have happened while last night in particular. For one, I made a new friend. Very, very fun. Very nice. Into abjuration magic. He's been helping me in my studies, and you know, also, yes, for sure. And I may have also possibly done a divination spell and had a bit of an interesting response to a question that I had that I think might concern you. And it could be that maybe possibly I asked if they were going to come after you within the week, and the tree outside my window turned black and fell into a bottomless void.
Don't put much stock in divination magics. Wizards that can see the future are always going crazy.
Well, it wasn't me seeing the future, it was something helping me.
A wizard, I presume?
No, it was some kind of honestly, I think it was some kind of the kind of creatures that would reach out to a conduit. And I know this because they might have possibly appeared in my room and asked me to lead them out from where they were to here. And of course I said no.
Wise. Never help creatures like that until you know what the bargain is. Well, then I doubly don't trust the vision. If that's what then sent you some information about that, I wouldn't put too much stock in it.
But you don't think it would be a bad idea to maybe just check in to let them know that everything's okay back home, maybe just for a few weeks to throw them off?
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Yeah. I suspected. Oh, shit. That's a 6.
My apprentice is quite capable of handling things back in the tribe. I am needed here. I do not have faith in divination magics, even when cast by people that I know and like. And let me tell you, those are few and far between when it comes to divination wizards. I appreciate the warning, Juniper, and promise to be careful. I will avoid standing under black trees or something.
I think that was more of a metaphor.
Well, then I will avoid pits of infinite void.
That might have also been a metaphor.
Well, then I was speaking metaphor. I will metaphorically avoid pits of infinite void.
Thank you. I just think I don't want what happened to Garhaz to happen to you.
I am much better protected than Garhaz. Thank you.
I know you are. I
have
just
you looking out for me for one. You burned the mac and cheese.
Yeah, I did.
Studying
but
on
the
something?
wine is good. Yeah, I was working on a ascending spell. If a friend of mine has someone that they know who's a little far away.
Very good of you. They won't be able to speak, you know. You'll have to find a focus. You'll be able to speak for them.
Yes. No, understandable.
But you could find a potential focus of some sort for the sending spell. It's tricky to do, but you can arrange for something like that to work.
Focus, like, could I use the moon?
I guess. Although typically, what you want is something that's close by that like can take the magical focus. Something like bone metal or something like that will allow you to. I mean, what you want. I mean, and she starts going into like magical theory with you, and basically what she's saying is that you can cast a sending spell on and then connect the distant thing that you're trying to speak to like a magically infused object of some sort, and then hand that to someone, and then they'll be able to speak directly with the person.
Okay. So would was it Earth's blood that I ended up getting on the feather, or was it bone metal?
It was bone metal.
Bone metal. Okay. Well, hey, I actually have that, so that's good. Okay, I can do
Really?
that then.
You have bone metal. How did you save up for that?
Oh,
Pay that much?
I just the creature that wanted to make a deal with me. I wanted to find out what the portal was doing in my room, and might have put a feather in there just to see what would happen to it. And
Well, let me know if you can replicate that experiment, because that would be intriguing.
I would have to probably call it back, whatever it is.
Well, be careful.
I will be. That's the whole point of this, anyways, trying to find a way to be careful with these kind of situations. And, you know, I've got people watching out for me.
I'm one of them, I hope you know.
I know.
And I think that is where we are going to end that scene. I think that next we have 2 scenes occurring simultaneously, and then we'll have a teaser of a 3rd scene, and all that good stuff. So, Kaz, are you up to trying to communicate with your mother tonight?
I am indeed.
Okay, and Salwyn, are you up for communicating with Tis tonight?
Yes.
Excellent. Cool. We're going to see how we weave this together, but I think that Salwyn and Tis will be engaging in conversation, and anytime there's a slight lull, we'll cut to Kaz and Kaz and Faye. Sorry, Kaz and Juno, figuring out their whole thing. And Thomas, don't be surprised if you and your patron end up having a conversation tonight as well, and all that good stuff. Can we fade into our other screen, Marcus?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
So good to see you. Welcome, Tis. And I just want to double check because I know that I always have to double check this. Is the audio good?
Oh, yeah, it is. Thank you for asking.
Great. Sorry, I just wanted to
No, really, thank you. Because yeah, I've
no,
forgotten a bunch of times.
no worries. I'm gonna do that for a little while, I think. Okay, Samhain.
Yes.
What's your going to bed ritual look like in your new home?
Well, I think, yeah, Sawin just goes around and makes sure that all his windows are locked and that his door is locked, and there's like a series of locks on the door. And he just, not that the house is very big anyways, but he just makes sure that all the lights are turned off. He's got a cup of tea, he's washed his face, and that's basically it.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you wash your face and you lie down. Do you have any? I don't know. Never mind. So you lie down, and
I think what he does, like, because he's looking forward to talking with Tis, I think like his nighttime ritual is definitely more elaborate, but this is like, let's get down to business.
Yeah,
type of deal. So it's definitely much shorter than what it actually is.
So you fall asleep quickly. Whether from the heaviness of everything that's been going on lately, or exhaustion from a day, or eagerness to see Tis, any way about it, you fall asleep quickly. And you open your eyes in your dream world, and you see a round building, huge, mammoth, long across, just made of sandstone. And you recognize art of this. This is you've paid attention in newspapers. This is the building that Tis is currently investigating, the Lost Tomb of Akarut. But in your dream world, it is not surrounded by endless sand. It is instead surrounded by flowers and plants. It is a green and glowing paradise of plants. You wake up there and sit up and see this building and the fields around you. And there's a wind that you're feeling inside your dream. And then a voice from behind you. Marcus. That's canon. That actually happened like that. Sorry, that's just canon. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Tis just announces themselves like Tis. Yeah, so it'll scramble to like sit up and like dust himself off, and then like he'll make to go to hug Tis, and then goes, "I don't think that's wise to do when we're here."
This is holding a very cool and ornate spear.
That's new. That's pretty cool. Can't knock that. A lot has happened. So the reason why as much as I would like to hug you and comfort you, I've had experiences where I've been in this plane before while awake, and touching things here incurs a cost. And I don't very well know who's always on the other side of the things that are touched in here. So that's something I'd like you to keep in mind if we meet here again in the future. And like I said, until I know if I'm able to interact with you at all, I would rather not have something happen to you. It's not that I don't care, it's that I care very much. uh, no time like the present. So It's funny that you mentioned that, my friend. And then like Sawin just goes like he does not say it out loud, but he goes, um so there are um forces at work that aren't the way we understand them in the waking world. I know I was very cryptic in my letters that I sent to you, and that's not without reason. There, um, so your god, Yemis, is currently the analogy I've been using, um, to kind of put it delicately, has been locked out of the house, and the house is Isaim, and when they got locked out of the house, um, it seems that mice got in instead. And there are many of them. And they all have different wants and needs. And actually, mice is putting it really too nicely. There's just a lot of creatures in the house now that didn't exist previously. And they fulfill the roles of gods. But they all want something in exchange for something. And what it sounds like to me is that you've been talking with uh, something that is locked at the bottom of the ocean that wants to destroy the world. And as much as you love Mochi, I don't think that I can let you do that in good faith. Having Mochi back in whatever form he comes back in is not going to be worth the price we pay. By any chance, was the entity you were talking to the Kraken? I only ask because I drew that card for you several times, my friend, and I can't not think that at this point in time.
As far as you know. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh God, Tiss, it was 4 different readings that you drew the Kraken. One of them on your way to go, literally, I'm not even totally kidding about this. On the way to like leave, right? It was the day after Jack, the character who played Mochi, told me that he wanted to play a warlock with a Kraken patron. Not even slightly kidding.
We did not plan this. My tarot cards are fucking creepy, man.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. But hey, the devil you know. Or don't know, I guess, because yeah, yeah. So we've been through a lot. This is a lot. In the dreamscape, can I exert my will on it at all?
Why don't you try?
Cool. I'd like to just make 2 chairs. That's all I want for me and Tis to like sit across from each other.
So the flowers grow and then form the shape of a chair, and then at some point just snap and turn into wooden chairs.
Huh. Well, that's fun. You want to have a seat?
I think I'm gonna briefly pause this conversation. We're gonna return to it shortly. I'm gonna go check in on Kaz and Juniper. But don't we can don't forget, we're coming back. Don't worry. Kaz and Juniper. Hi. I think Kaz comes back to Mella's house. Juniper, where does Kaz find you?
I would be in my room taking a look at the spell. I assume there's a possible way to get onto the roof.
Yeah, certainly. You could climb out the window and climb up.
Okay. Yeah, I'd have the window open, of course, just kind of waiting for Kaz to come in. And if she doesn't, then I'm gonna go out and find her and say that I have something I need from her.
Yeah, I'd come find you after the happenings. Juniper, how are you before I launch into all the things I have to tell you?
Oh, unsuccessful in some things. When you try to tell people, hey, it's a good time for a vacation, and they don't. In fact, hold on one second. And I'm going to cast Private Sanctum.
Ew.
Because yes, I can do that.
Nice.
And and it's gonna last. It lasts for 24 hours or until dispelled. So I have this little Private Sanctum in my room right now.
I just want to say, I love how often this group uses like uncommon choices for spells because of the style of campaign that we're doing, right? I don't think, I think that's great. Sorry, keep going.
No worries. So I do the Private Sanctum. I'm like, well, I tried to get Stepwise to leave the city, possibly, and she said no, which is expected.
Yeah. We're just gonna have to keep preparing for the worst here.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I don't think I told you, but I did go see Masha Seasworn about how to break my curse, and she said I have to. Okay, it's a long story. She said I have to kill another Aasimar. I thought, oh God, that's awful. I don't want to do that. So I thought I would do some research on her because, maybe she has ulterior motives. But then a bunch of stuff happened. And she has a cool, like, glowing green tree that makes really good tea, and his name's Feldor. And she might be secretly a little bit nice, or nicer than she seems. Still creepy, though.
But she wants you to kill someone?
Yeah, she said I have to kill someone to break the curse, but then I accidentally said that it was a person who cursed me, and then she said it'd be easier to break the curse if I just killed the person who cursed me.
But I want to just remind everyone that is definitively not what she said. She said that if you killed the person, it would be easier for her to break the curse. She did not say it would be easier to kill the person. Just want to put that out there. Keep going.
Oh yeah, that's totally what I meant. I just misspoke.
Yeah, I just wanted to be very clear. It's not like
yeah.
And also the Primarch has an illegitimate son.
What? And she's gonna lie down. She's gonna go and she's gonna lie down face first on the bed.
He's a duck. I mean, he used to be a duck, and his name is Lord Fauntleroy.
You're lying about the name. Well, you don't lie. His name is.
I lie so much all the time, but just not.
Yeah, but you don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Fauntleroy was a duck.
Yeah, and then he had a beard curse.
Wait,
but then she broke that.
He was a duck, but he's also the illegitimate son of the Primarch. So is the Primarch? Was he always a duck?
No, the duck was a. Wait. Yes. No, the duck was a curse.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mela has... I mean, not... Oh my god. Not Mela. Sorry, I'm getting... This is a lot happening. Masha has been cursing Fauntleroy on purpose so that she could then cure him, and get that sweet, sweet money.
Oh, that's not very.
Anyways, that's not a super important part, but that's everything I had to say, and I just had to get it all out in one go.
Yeah, that's a lot happening, and I will deal with that. She you can see her brain compartmentalizing everything. It's going like cannot handle Juniper EXE not working. It just kind of like shoves it in the back of her mind.
I love
And goes, well, you might maybe maybe your mom might have a better answer. Do you want to try talking to her?
Wait, have we already progressed to that point? I thought I would have to talk to.
No, so I talked to Alum and he said that no, he can't. There are rules about the Watchers and he can't just take us to the moon. And yeah, and he can't have you talk to the moon, but apparently the shield that your people apparently made between the gods and us.
Wait, sorry?
Yeah, that's a thing. We'll deal with that.
Okay.
The Kava might have banished the gods. We'll work on that one. It's okay. It's okay. And she just kind of doesn't pat her knee because she knows, but just pats over.
Wait, Juno, wait. I need to take about 50 steps back, and I'm gonna back up all the way to the very
into the room.
Yeah,
okay.
we have to stay very far apart.
Okay, but we also need to stay inside the place of protection too. So not that far. Actually, the moment you step out past it, you can't hear her talking, and she's just being please come back in, please come back in. Okay, but I have a sending spell, so I might be able to send a message to her tonight because the moons are aligned, and I have bone metal, which apparently is going to help. We'll see. I just learned this spell today. And I could send a message to her, and she can answer back very quickly, and we can just go back and forth like that. It may not work because I don't know her, but it's the best shot we have, and the knight's pretty powerful at the moment magically. Do you want to go and try?
Yes.
Okay, let's go up on the roof.
So the two of them clamber out the window and climb up to the roof. And I think with that, we're going to cut quickly to Thomas for a second. Thomas, where are you this evening? It's night, around 9 p.m. Maybe 9:30.
I guess after everything wrapped up, he probably would have said goodbye to Alden and headed back to the temple.
Mm-hmm. So on your walk back to the temple this evening, you hear a voice, of course, of your patron. And he just says, I feel that something is happening. Something is shifting.
Not something to do with the Primarch showing up, because that felt like a coincidence.
No, something much broader. The moons are close tonight. Can you see them?
I mean, is it a clear night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, he looks up.
The moons are full. They're huge. Both of them. And they're very, very dramatic looking.
Does that seem right? Have any sailors been talking about this or anything?
No. I mean, people have been talking about this night as coming.
But nothing out of the ordinary.
No. It's a very rare event. It's like seeing a comet here. But, yeah. Happens about once every 100 years. Still, I sense something.
Are you feeling something positive or negative or anything in particular?
Honestly, I feel I don't have a body right now, so it's a little bit hard to. But I kind of feel like I'm a little queasy.
What do you suppose might be strong enough to make something as powerful as you queasy? Do you remember feeling like this before?
No. And with that, we'll cut back to Samhain and Tiss.
You're saying that the gods are gone, not destroyed or anything, but not present.
That's correct. They're, like I said, they're locked out of the house.
Okay.
It appears that a group of people set out with a very specific intent in mind to, I guess, do away with the gods. I'm not sure if that was out of, like, quick question, over the table question. Does someone know the story of these adventurers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Certainly.
Okay.
I mean, you would know it through like a folklore perspective, but yeah, certainly.
Okay, so through the folklore perspective, what was the reason that they locked them out of the house? Because I don't quite remember.
Yeah.
As a player.
Sure. It was So I'll tell you the real version for the sake of clarity, and then we can sort of figure out how we want to folklore that. But in essence, they were messing with things that they didn't fully understand. But there was an evil god who was invading the planet, and their solution to that was to make it so that gods who are on this planet are mortal for the duration of their stay on this planet. And then they used that to kill this god, to kill this evil god, god of chaos, and then like just moved on with their lives. They didn't undo what they had done originally, and so the gods became reluctant to come here, and the Kava locked them out. Though why they locked them out is unknown.
Was anybody that was part of that original band Kava?
No.
Okay. Can I at least know the makeup of the group?
Yes, we have a human barbarian, a dragonborn, silver dragonborn sorcerer. We have a elven.
Dragonborn?
They did that.
Wait.
Long time ago, before the banishing of the dragons. Whole other event.
Okie dokie.
We had
like player questions.
I know, I get it. Yeah, we had a silver dragonborn sorcerer. We had a elven monk. We had a gnomish druid, and we had a human paladin of vengeance, who did at one point, literally in one strike, 474 damage because they critted at level 20, and then put their most powerful divine smite into it on a vulnerable enemy, and it was awesome. Sorry.
That's fucking badass.
Golly.
Whoa. Sidebar, that's so fucking cool.
Just most damage I've ever seen in a single attack. It was awesome.
I regret making Samhain a bard now. Holy shit. Damn. Cats can have that glory now.
One day.
Paladin of Vengeance.
Yep, we'll get there.
Okay.
Against, by the way, just to be clear, they did this against the god of chaos, so it was awesome.
So was that god of chaos a god in one of the?
It was in a distant land.
Current...
It didn't occur in the immediate area of the Shimmering Sea. It occurred across the sea in a place called Rivenholm.
Okay, but we don't really know too much or care too much about Rivenholm at this point in time.
They
themselves.
They keep them. Yeah, they're they're sort of kind of complicated politically for a lot of places. A lot of places denied the existence of Rivenholm for a long time because they were a democracy and everyone else around them was monarchies, and the idea of democracy is very threatening to monarchies for a while. I know, but the Shimmering Seas are sort of heading that way. So I'll just happily tell you that one of the plot lines that I'm running with in the Shimmering Seas right now that's going on is the people who are working for the Shimmering Seas, the Grand Accord. Sorry, the people that are working for the Grand Accord have overtures of trade to sort of open up a closer tie with Rivenholm, which is now a continent. It was at the start of this a city, but it became a continent basically. All the cities sort of are democratically elected there on that continent, and they're unified. So, so they're opening up trade over there, but we don't have to.
Okay.
Sorry, Lord.
Yeah. No, thank you.
No problem.
That's a lot of fat to chew on. Okay, so then I guess what Samhain will then convey in the folkloric sense is that the group, from the tales that he's heard, that they were trying to get rid of an evil god who is I guess he'll liken it to like the Prian evil god that was bent on destruction.
Cultics, yeah, absolutely.
Cultics, yeah, that's right. The name slipped my mind.
No, perfect. That's what I'm here for.
And so they ended up getting a powerful magic to somehow defeat the god. It's kind of unclear, but they were messing with stuff that they didn't really necessarily understand. So when they did that, they sort of left a space that needed to be occupied, and these beings have varying degrees of power, sort of stepped in to fill the roles that were vacated by the gods. The gods are still around, they still exist, but they just can't interact with us for whatever the reason is. I haven't been able to determine that. The conversations that I've had with a particularly kind is a generous word, but they've been the nicest thing that I've spoken with, and I have a certain degree of trust in what they tell me is true.
Above game, this is the Kraken's custodian?
Yes.
That's the person here. Okay.
It's Thomas's patron.
Oh, yes.
The chain.
That is a lot. See, because I thought those of us that get our abilities from gods have not been getting them from gods, but from these replacement beings. Is that right?
That's the way I understand it. I have not figured out yet how that works in relation to your faith.
Mm-hmm.
See, one of my compatriots sort of has for lack of a better term, a business arrangement with one of these entities. And so it makes sense. They came to an agreement, and it's mutual for both parties. So if harm comes to one, harm comes to the other. But I'm not really quite sure how, I guess, it works for you. And I'm kind of like a messaging spell between the two.
You personally are?
Yes.
Is that what a conduit is?
Yes.
Okay.
How that happened, I have no idea. I certainly didn't ask for it. And I have not been able to do it for a long time. It's a sort of recent development, and then like Sawa just reaches into his coat pocket and then pulls out the cards that Panarin gave him and goes, "Yeah, I started using these as like a nice way of remembering Panarin and just doing it to earn me extra coin on the street and like in between music gigs, for fun." And um, it very quickly turned out that I maybe should not use them for that purpose.
I mean, with
Uh,
the Kraken thing, 4
um,
times each reading.
Tiss,
Mhm.
I hate to do this because your character sheet is not in this roll 20, but can you roll a perception check for me if you know the modifier?
Sure. Is that wisdom?
Yes.
Probably like a 1 or -1 or something.
Cool.
Oh, not a D30, a D20. So 11-ish.
Yeah. So looking at the cards, there's something that's very weird about them. You see something that looks like to you like a fishing line almost, that leans from the cards towards Samhain, and seems to disappear underneath the folds of Samhain's cloak.
Do you see that? There's maybe it's just me. There's like a lead, a line or something.
oh, that's how I get around in here when I have my conversations. If I know which thread to follow, then I find who I need to speak to.
Oh.
But you said it's attached to me. Can I see it?
Yeah, Tiss will
Cannot
trace
see
it.
it. Do you pull like down your jacket to like look at it a little bit? It's like it falls behind your jacket a little bit, so it just can't see it.
Well, okay. Well, if I personally can't see it, then so
Would you like look for it? Would you like
I
try
would
and?
try to look. Yeah, I would
Mm.
try to look for it. I'd like take off my jacket and go. I don't see anything. Do
Yeah,
you?
Tiss. It looks to you
Mhm.
like a hook is pierced through someone's skin and coming out the other side.
Oh.
Just like a small, it's like a large piercing in the middle of someone's chest.
Really, you don't see that. There's, to me, it appears that you've been wrangled like a fish. There's a hook in your chest. You don't see that.
Just like slow blinks at Tiss, so it's like one eye closes first and then the other eye closes and then opens.
It's not a conduit thing. Tiss starts checking himself for hooks and
You don't see
threads.
anything like that.
You don't
You
have
don't see
anything.
one on me? Okay.
No, you don't have anything on you. Well, that's fun. So is it just where does the line go then? If I have something in me,
It
then
connects to the deck and
oh
stops
yeah,
there.
like someone was like asking that of Tisk because he has no idea. He
Oh
just-
yeah, sorry. Yeah,
he
yeah.
just Tony's
Oh,
been
sorry. Got it.
like where?
My apologies. I just wanted to be clear. Keep going.
Yeah, Tiss will just trace it and like point that it goes back to the deck itself.
What color is the line?
Blue.
Is that the line that Panarin's was?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna pause there and go check in on Kazan. I want to
Thank
get
you. I
through
need
a couple.
a moment.
Yeah, I want to go check in on Kazan and Juno.
Well, I was able to get onto the roof pretty well, I think. I've got the 4 paws. So yeah, when I get Kaz on the roof, I'm going to take out the bone metal feather that I have and explain how the sending spell works, about how I have to, speak 25 words and then they'll be able to speak back. And and go, well, what can you tell me about your mom? The things that you know, that, any interactions you may have had with her.
My mom is a very kind and pious woman. She would often sit underneath our open roofed temples and brush my hair while reciting sermons to me, sometimes just singing. She's warm, she's gentle, she's very kind. Would describing how she looks help?
A little bit, yeah.
She has very pale brown hair that she always keeps tied up or braided, but usually tied up. She's pretty small. You wouldn't guess that we were related, honestly. I don't really take after her. Much shorter than me, shorter than you even. Very frail, thin, olive-skinned, green eyes.
And what was her name?
Her name is Naz.
Thank you for telling me this.
No, I'm happy to talk about her.
Well, hopefully this is it. All right. So, what would you like to say?
Oh, I guess a lot, but since you only have 25 words and you're the one who has to convey it to her, I guess you have to let her know that you're speaking on my behalf.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want her to know is that our people are on the wrong side, and I don't know what to do about it. And also that my healing is gone. And to get it back, I have to kill another person. Even if that person may be bad, it's killing someone to restore healing is a concept.
Sounds antithetical, yeah. All right, that might take more than one message. Okay, let me see what I can do. And she's going to focus on the feather and on the moon, where Kaz's mom is. And surely this will just be the first attempt to reach her. If I can reach her, we'll keep talking. And she's going to cast Sending. And you said Nuns?
Yeah, Naz.
Noms. And so she's going to say, Noms, this is Kaz's friend, Juniper. I'm speaking for her. Are you watching?
Yes. Can you give her the feather, please?
Yes. So looks over at Kaz and says, Kaz, she answered, take the feather.
I can talk to her using the feather then?
I don't know.
Okay.
So I hand her the feather and look to see if anything happens. Okay.
Hi, my daughter.
Oh my
I
god.
miss you so much and think of you every day as I watch you when I can.
I do too. I miss you so much. What do I do? If you've been watching me, surely you know. What do I do?
I can't tell you what to do. The perspective I have prevents or can prevent choice. And so, if I believe in freedom, I cannot tell you.
If I betray our family, will you hate me?
I could never hate you. And I'm sorry I've been gone.
It's not your fault. Are you well? Are you healthy?
I am happy and well, though I miss you greatly, of course. I feel that I've found a purpose here.
Will I ever see you again?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so with every particle of my being. Have faith.
I'm trying, but I've never felt so alone.
Faith manages. And, well, when you feel at your most alone, know that I am watching, smiling proudly at the young woman that you've become.
If you're still proud of me after everything I've done, then that's reassuring. But I feel like the path I'm on is just getting darker and darker, and I don't know if I'll be able to stop because I have a duty and I'm going to fulfill it.
Do you know how the moon gives off its light?
The light is reflected from the sun.
Exactly. The star in the center of the galaxy pours light out everywhere, and it hits the moon and reflects down onto the planet so that you can see it. The moon, though, doesn't know that it's reflecting light. From inside the moon, it thinks it's dark, and everywhere it is dark, and it looks around and all it is dirt and rocks. How could something that's just dirt, something that's just rocks, how could it be beautiful to anyone? But do you find the moon beautiful?
So beautiful.
And that is how I find you.
I needed to hear that.
The path you're on is dark, and it will get darker. But that doesn't mean you're not reflecting the light. And we're going to cut there and talk with Thomas for a second. If you don't mind, can we go to the beach?
No, of course. It's a nice night for stargazing. Let's head out. He's going to start making his way down.
I think I'll feel better if I can just get a little wet.
No, of course. Let's go for a swim.
Thank you.
Anything. When they get down there, he's just gonna he's just gonna do the usual, just walk straight into the ocean.
The moons are beautiful tonight.
They are. This doesn't happen often. Have you seen it before? Have you been around for that?
Once every 100 years.
I just feel like no... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He looks. What is that? And you look up and you see, arcing across the sky, a wave of green flame, rippling across reality itself. It seems to be all-encompassing, covering every single piece of the sky at once, and yet it still has movement, seeming to be going from west to east, just expanding outward like ripples, wave after wave after wave, mostly green, but then there's blues and purples and oranges, and they rip across the sky. And there is so much going on in your field of vision, and the camera pans down from the sky, and we see simultaneously from Mela Stepwise's roof, Kaz and Juniper are seeing the same thing, these massive ripples that cover the entire sky, ripping behind the moons, every single color imaginable, rainbows of light and shape. And then the camera snaps into the dream world with Sawin and Tiss, and above them the blue sky rips apart, and you see thousands upon thousands upon thousands of red-colored spirits, each of them twisted into a face of agony, screaming as loud as you've ever heard anything in your life, a whole symphony of people crying out in complete and utter agony. Sawin, suddenly you feel people from all sorts trying to get into you. You feel spirits reaching out. Things that were distant before, things that you had to approach, are suddenly swarming near you. You hear people screaming at you in every ear, trying to get your attention, forcing your body, forcing your mind to see all of them at once. People just begging, please, speak to me, Sawin. Speak to me, Sawin. Ignore them. They'll betray you. No, I'm with you, Sawin. I'm with you. We can help. Everything is just going on at once. It's a symphony of chaos, and everything is just screaming in your mind. And I think that's where we're going to end today's episode.
Damn, there was a thing I wanted to do.
Well, I am not going to stand in the way of that. I think next time, if it's okay, we will have you start with Tiss and then re-see this moment. We'll start, if that's okay. So we'll flash back like 2 minutes and finish a conversation with Tiss that then we'll turn into this moment, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that cool with you, Marcus? Don't mind guest starring again next week?
Not at all, yeah.
Awesome, great. Well, there you go, guys.
Whoa.
Dang.
All right.
Fuck.
Oh.
What's wrong with you?
Juno's just gonna look at Kaz like, I think we broke the moon.
I broke it.
I just want to check in. A couple of intense scenes there. Is everyone okay? Everyone feeling good and happy? And well, I mean, happy might be a stretch, but everyone feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to decompress for like an hour after this.
Totally understand. Right there with you.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Does Tisk get XP too?
Does this actually
Real
do? Sure, why
questions.
not? Kaz, are you doing okay, Nia?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to check in. Let's hand out some experience points and move on with everything. Wow. Oh my God, it's been so long since we've done this. Let's look at our burning wheel questions and all that good stuff. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Question 1. As a group, did you learn something about Magli, his conspirators, or his servants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is our favorite piece of information that we learned about Magli and his servants?
Well,
He's the duck
that's my
father.
favorite.
He's the father of an illegitimate duck. I also am partial to the fact that he's the father of an illegitimate duck. That is a sentence I never thought I would say. I am also partial to the fact that he is disguising his injuries somehow to look more dashing. Excellent. Yeah, everyone take an experience point for that. Did you express your character's class, species, or background in a meaningful or impactful way? Let's go around. Do we nominate other people for this, or do we nominate ourselves? I forgot.
We do sometimes.
I think this is the nominate other people one
Cool.
because only we can address whether a character struggled with something.
That's
Right.
true. Excellent. Sarah, who do you want to nominate today?
I think that. Oh my gosh, everybody did such a good job. Shoot. I'll go for the easy mark. I think Samhain is definitely leaning into the conduit thing with his meeting with Tis, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, my nose is still running from my Kaz scene. Okay.
Oh no! Better hurry up and catch it.
No, it's fine. Good. Yeah, I think that's great. Samhain, take an experience point for that. And with that, Jess, do you have someone that you would like to nominate?
Yes, I would like to nominate Sarah for Thomas.
Oh my God!
His
Heck
gossip train, and I love it. I'm here.
I know. Oh my God, the gossip train happened. I love it. Yes,
Use the tools you have in front of you.
I love the tools that are in front of you.
How
They
he
make me
looks
happy.
like the most gossipy person in town, and is just like, let me just dump information. Will not
Love
keep it to yourself.
I'm just
Right.
glad I finally got to talk about Venetia, R.I.P. She was an incredibly beautiful lizard folk, and she had the coolest cobra hood, and her loss will be deeply felt by
I feel like she
fashion-setting members of the community.
I feel like she might be played by Maggie Smith. I'm not entirely certain though.
Definitely a possibility.
Okay, excellent. Nia, do you have someone that you would like to nominate?
Yeah, Juno for spending all that time figuring out how to do sending so Kaz could speak to her mom.
Yep, that is the whole power of a wizard, is that anytime they want to learn a spell that they don't know, they can go learn it. It's one of the coolest things about being a wizard. Take that experience point.
All right.
And Faye, do you have someone that you would like to nominate?
Oh yeah, totally, Kaz. Of course. Like her background with her mom is the big one. But
Great.
yeah.
Works for me. Sounds good to me. Third question. We'll go around the room. Did you overcome a meaningful obstacle or impediment to your character? This can be personal growth, knowledge, or defeating something big. Let us start with Thomas.
I don't believe so this time.
Excellent. Let us move on to Samhain.
I think it was an obstacle to tell Tis that their god is not really around.
I agree. I think that's definitely an obstacle. And then I think also the other conversation that I had with Tis that was really, really hard to have was, yeah, it probably is powerful enough and probably does have Mochi's spirit, and I possibly could help you, but I don't think I should. Right? That was another really hard one. So those were two really good moments there that were very hard to talk about. That was awesome. Juno, played by the wonderful Faye.
I think I don't know, because the conversation she had with Stepwise about leaving town was difficult, but it was also her belief that she did. So I think it would be one or the other.
I
you
agree.
know,
One or the other, not both. Sounds good. Okay. And Kazan, do anything tricky today? Anything hard?
Well, a little bit. It's a little difficult. That last conversation was a little hard.
Oh, talking to your mom was hard?
I think it's more like talking to her and admitting her failings to her mom was hard.
Mm.
But I think more than that wasn't really honestly anything to overcome. I think it's more like, if anything, throughout the session, there was a lot of stuff she struggled with, but I don't think she actually overcame any of it.
Fair enough. Okay, then that's then no experience point for you. Great. Faye, I'm going back to you. What was your belief?
That I would try to encourage Stepwise to leave town for a more secure location. I did try. Failed though.
Yep.
But
if you try, you get that experience point. Ain't that wonderful? Samhain, what was your belief?
My belief was visiting Tess and having the conversation, so it's
excellent. Take that experience point. Excellent. Yeah, I think starting the conversation counts. We may continue the conversation next session, but starting the conversation counts. Thomas, what was your belief?
Whisper, whisper, whisper. We are being proactive.
Excellent.
And
take that
I
experience
believe
point.
I did. Yes.
And Kaz, what was your belief?
I wanted to get more information on my curse, and I did so.
Yep, I agree. Awesome. Okay, guys. Last but not least, do you feel like you get to know anyone better? Someone, do you feel like you know anyone in the party better?
I have an inspiration point from last time, so I can't partake.
Thomas, do you feel like you know anyone in the party better?
I did not really get to interact with anybody or find out any information about anyone, tragically, but I still have inspiration.
Excellent. Juniper, do you feel like you got to know Kaz better?
Yes.
Take that inspiration die if you don't have it.
All right.
Kaz, do you feel like you got to know Juniper better?
Honestly, I don't think she talked that much. I think it was a lot of me, but I also already have inspiration.
Well, there you go. Then don't take another inspiration die.
I will not.
Wah. Okay. Guys, it is so good to see you all again and play this game again. I am excited to see where we go and what stories we will continue to tell as the political machinations of everyone and the personal lives of everyone become ever more complicated and these characters continue to deepen. I admire them and each of you so much more every session. So grateful to be here. Very glad to get to work with you all and play with you all and game with you all.
Oh, thank you.
And with that, I think we will sign off. People, go live good and happy lives. Take care of those who are less privileged than you. Help out in any way that you can. And as always, the most important message that I can tell you is call your cat and feed your mom. We're probably raiding a channel. Let's see. Looks like Friends Who Roll Dice is playing. We'll raid them. They're probably almost over, but whatever. Anyway.
Thanks, Marcus, for playing today.
Yeah, thanks, Marcus, for joining us.
Super
for everything else that you do.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it won't let me raid.
BP.
Oh, they are mature today. They're doing their Monster Hearts game. Oh, well, I guess we won't raid them then. Fair enough.
I don't even know what that means.
No worries. Okay, well, we'll call that a day, guys. Thanks everyone for watching, and call your cat and feed your mom. Bye.
Bye.